nkɔfo ni pegu ɛsɛ nu so ɛdi awon so de bɛba ntia na nkɔfo kan na wuni me yenimu de ni ma se ubewa ma yesu mesu begu alo pese mi fese ni ma me kɔma teku Roma so de minister eda form nyam biological sister but ababom no me fa se minister no na minister eda form etino mami yentenyu mitutua bi yidi yentenyu mitutua bi oya kama ko fikina ata no the latest awale
the buy atamos breso Ghana economic crisis mo no and a doom so no sha se o me so breso and e duru ade mahama breso e only under Akufo-Addo ene ba wumia and a Ghana core economic crisis mo core IMF a doom so ama it's because of proper economic management and then this breso go on some bomb hu musuo eyi one significant petrol say kim
asemasi
anyway,
confirmed Lesotho. Okay. Me was sorry, my interview story is 2nd June 2012.
Yeah.
Lesotho.
Mo say Abamboru Okoye. Say that Rose is Abdul Omanu kwa huchire mu no. Omamu no nyina say huchire ye no. E na ye kodum so. But NDC for nko ane John Mahama ani je na no poku adwuma. Ani Georgina Pase amani edi ye musu amamu no koyie no na yeti dubusobu enti mu na musu ekoyie no ekoyie wo hirifa na ekoyie wo hirifa media me person ke ye be investigation pa companies e to generators wo Ghana no mo me hwe ni wianom because me be suspect say emududu na ya NDC for dia Nika ko page data ato no manyiska anasa antiasiani mo ba ya mo ko 2016 ana mu ja dum so John Mahama ko jina very say I have able to solve dum so anso na dum so no ho na Akufo-Addo ba no me yi dum so firi ho o ba ha metu dum so enu afinifa a child ya wodi ya ko gra mu 2014 ya be si 2016 adai enti wono na wudi su ewoye no Mahama mu mebusa no sa ade na oni esu ewoye ada bia wo de oba ba mu a
abrabo mu ensem sa na tie wosichale we go 10 bedrooms na wo bedroom kwa wo da ne mpara wo da so no wo da se ifa sa wo da wie na yese bia wo da wo cross bed mi na wo da ho fia asiri dia ibetu nipa bia be 6 ko ba sa na be 7 asa teta won chen ama mu nyam betima da ma de achi eso kuta 10 bedrooms ni nuya paawo eni baby da na holo mana woyina ni ama na ni nuya no ena abontin a o sese anyway enti afam god na Asare-Bediako asa again ye bo bibia akwaba ene e be nkomo na maka kire mo se president Nana Addo Akufo-Addo baby owu bia no se wudiri se wakan ho ase bone utwa ne mpoa obu na mutia kasa kire na ekwan bi so na ebuo enim ana onfe eyibia okose de ma de pachew kaja kopon se ofa bone enchew enei NDC sembia o mukatela na Akufo-Addo bia full circle akwaba ama afero mu pro auto mun tentan ama aya west me se dan kasakese Gideon me pacho o the videos na me de mano ye mmoni nyina ene Bank of Ghana for so adidwa aboka omu ni dwa so makuku bakoto tomatoes na ase bibisa ba omo so kwa akom fa so ye mo niema Bank of Ghana for aboka gold ball for aboka ama abai kwampo ese gold ball for kala modern kwampo no obasa afa bu 5 billion Ghana cedis still gold ball for aboka Bank of Ghana isi e kan nyina bomu a ese se equity no yakọ almost 100 billion Negative equities, almost 100 billion under this government. Now, it is so interesting. Professor Tuku Kanka said some years ago, was Gordon, there's no mere coincidence in this world. And indeed, I believe so, seem to be true. Coincidence being one man, and yet, a kill. And call for Mukassetia and Nel Kufuado. Omuna Babaimu. Ama virtually the same positions one Baba occupy, and now Omoya West. Ato forcing a cassa by hard cassette to chantro, cassa Santian and Kufuado, a chantro, and Oba finance minister. That time now, COVID by ya na a central banks bia all central banks in the world had to make some interventions. Yeah, a man central banks in the kakesi. In fact, 2022 na COVID moment central bank no book about 61 billion Ghana cedis. COVID call yeah about 2024 yeah book say about 9 billion Ghana cedis. Bank of Ghana book about 9 billion Ghana. Next year we say COVID no and the man the course but COVID twemu no about 9. She say COVID ni ho I said bien ni wiase last and I said bien ni wiase at rental bien to ye as a Bank of Ghana for a boka almost 100 billion. Eliana Mebo Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, fantastic member of Parliament, Emma of Wasi IVB. Mebo an explanation of Sema Akoso. Now maintain be that say state institution, independent body, a creature of the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana say we're independent. Now a name of the audited accounts ever bontia offering Governor Asiama offering a new account into a question NDC for say NDC for mama a preemptive strike. Omoma bontin emeka say the abenie and the ebebenie na say a background bar enyehu na eye intervention na necessary obika necessary evil na I don't go away. I don't go raw. Amend for Bank of Ghana for question and for buy a preemptive na preemptive strike no mudi say a bar eventually said the real figures about here and for because when this for but rather no you have actually muddied the waters. I friend you ever can pa Gideon Pacho mama shebebia start free say mama videos ni bi ho okay enti bo John Dinapo obahu John Dinapo what the videos in I available be abo videos na me de man with the exception of Chebawun to media and the can delete our kwivia ya eti obetima start say President Muhammad na abo say John Dinapo na abo say join news then the no on the energy sector e moye no
of the Bank of Ghana is negative 55 billion. Wow. Look, we've never witnessed this. Wow. And I think that this chamber, I'm putting politics aside on this call, this chamber should take an interest in investigating how come the central bank makes a loss of 55 billion in terms of equity. How are you going to pay this? Ghana.
The CD recently has appreciated in value, and it is the result of close coordination between the fiscal and monetary, between the central bank and the Ministry of Finance. And it is based on the forex auction and demand and supply. What happens is the Bank of Ghana does the forex auction, finds out how much CDs in the system that need forex for to pay various bills and others, and those who want the forex bid on the auction, and the bank strikes the average and takes the CDs and makes the dollars available. And so it's not like somebody is deliberately forcing the dollar down. It is the result of the bids that is finding what the true value of the cedi is. And I believe that it will arrest where the true value is based on the issues of demand and supply. And so I don't envisage that some people say it will come to $1 $1. No, that's extreme. We'll virtually collapse our export sector if that happened. But I think that the governor of the bank has an eye on it. And if it goes below a certain floor, I'm sure that the Bank of Ghana will make an intervention to make sure that it remains within a certain band that gives the true value of the cedi against other foreign currencies. So don't panic. And if you haven't changed your dollars already, I don't know how much further lower it will go, but the governor has an eye on it, and we'll see how things go.
Kojane, Bank of Ghana, there's a report on more operational costs for last year, no, Omaboka, over 15 billion cedis. Then I walk out.
Indika, you know, they also Ghana phone in RTSC. Bank of Ghana accounts now, or maybe you know, Omfem beto abonting. The common majority force or Mumbai propaganda and found. Propaganda and fact. The Akoson say, after 2025, the name may be a Bank of Ghana here, no boka 15 billion Ghana cedis. Now, Ubekaya 2023, Bank of Ghana boka 10 billion. Abra who trained by our more pointiano, boka 10 billion. And this is for ne homo abemo. Almost say a chrono kesi apostle. Na Governor Addison or see a permanent jumem. For Mampeni Bar or say a criminally mismanaged. And no more boka 15 billion to Daniel Kanjiro. Number 2, the Akofas Akawe Abano, Ejinanema Minu so. Bako Eye. Abraham Mopese, Omo Timubia Jin say, economy na ye, you are dear Bia, ye differ. Your friend of inflationary measure. Omo one a panier, and my inflationary measure and a buffer. When first one upon and say, Yet to see coffee room, the friend sterilization, yet toffee rooms. And I bet I born Coco say, Sassicano or Motono, and you free, won't be your neck and be fee. Don't catch and say, Fair Sam Pancono. In fact, they do baby economy, the attempts a year and economics asset. Economics classroom, you don't know it. And then the Omagia to say, Sassicana on bet toffee room and Yamasi Kenny room, sterilization, and no, I'm a Bank of Ghana. Aboka because he can auto outia and see. Number 2, and he say gold purchase program between Bank of Ghana and Gold Board. I can say Gold Board and she say oh my and the car break Ghana. Now so I can almost peer come Bank of Ghana almost say a boa. I can say Parliament in call him almost say my block or Parliament you know. I know my Gold Board because somebody will make a profit 900 million. You say Bank of Ghana for another year to say a car break down 9 billion Ghana cedis because of SAEC. Into 9 billion, take up Gold Board academy. And as a Gold Board profit loss, no, the upper court is 9 billion if you be who a 7 minute crane baby and that. Now the year can say, Yawa Bemuda, and your money who send ya yeno, your co ye be brave, Baku may be coachma. It is a year tremble be a munya who brassier, Namunti. She said, your movie and say, one almost a Gold Board canoe, or moon farm for Bank of Ghana Pew. Maybe to me a catcher say in baby or Monday Quacoshe. Or maybe pretend they say a cabia mine. Let us only can if you Bank of Ghana Quacoshe before. I may catch us a baby on the baby and a better Ghana for baby as I can Quacoshe. Number 2, almost a year and Nimono. Send Omoto Sikafi Kroma, Nessie Kenny Krum, near my inflation bar for minty, almost will be our moms are for him. Omo 9 you. Which may catch us say as at April. So they compare last year as at April. Siko ma 12 Krum, they brought on last year. This almost to us to say, Kosi Afenemi no man, sir. I feel we are dying. Number boka more than 2025. And an idea. Yes, sir, say, a cabibia moma futu be almost found by saying a day in tea. Now, a near ma, and no, ye. Ah, mobile can't say, you know. Oman at the same time, Medano, one man because it's so mobile to the day for sure. Omke last time say loss be higher loss. And your policy cost. Now, fear or more defend policy cost. Yeah, they say as a bonimra. Now, the Asian and only a children. say the omo so months sana e ka be ba 2026 no so say the about 2025 was in the next week when him said don kuma no e be full press conference outlining alternative measures amagana for nyene o say nka ye ne wa ba mu a say ne be na ka fefo say ensa e maka we so 15 billion omo nyaa ya e be kwa kodo be 20 billion.
This afternoon, a joint has been in deficit since March 2026 with generation shortfalls reaching more than 1,000.
Joy News or more recent desk. Equation data figures in Nemo. Efa do so. Expose DC4 energy sector players. That's more catch say. Akosumo na edum ye ninti e ho hye no e no tena do so na aba say president ha man na aka say akosumo is back full strength. Are we experiencing do so or not? Yenkoti gido bomame yenkoti join us for research desk the report on the buy ninti.
Chinese forensic research has revealed Ghana's power supply has been in deficit since March 2026 with generation shortfalls reaching more than 1,000 megawatts just the day before the Ekosumbo substation fire outbreak, which led to the truncation of about 900 megawatts of power, leading to a national load shedding. Now, head of research here at Joy News, Isaac Ofieje, has all the exclusive data details and joins me now for more. Let's try to put some clarity to the confusion. I see that you've been trying to do some explanation since morning. What was the situation even before the fire outbreak?
Well, so in fact, yesterday we put out the data comparing the situation as of midday yesterday to the ideal situation in terms of the production capacity of most of the plant that we have. And we've seen a lot of reactions based on that. So what we've decided to do is to extend the analysis to see the situation just about maybe 2 or 3 months ago and see how the situation was looking at. So we're starting with March 1st, 2026 and see what was the situation looking like in terms of what the power we had available, our demand then, and was there any form of deficit. And in fact, this crisis that we are facing, did it just start after the substation fire or when we decided to do the maintenance? But what we can tell you is that it will be disingenuous on anybody's part to conclude that we were fine before the substation fire, because the data point out that as of March 2026, this was our average available power. If you are averaging the power available in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. So we are not using just one situation to analyze. You have to pay attention to that. Averaging the 3 scenarios, what you see, the average power supply was 3,055 megawatts. What's our dependable, according to Energy Commission, we should be doing somewhere around 4,855. So you can just see the difference between the dependable and the average between morning, afternoon, and evening. What was our peak demand? 4,300, according to what the minister said yesterday. So if you do a simple math based on this data that I've given you, what you realize is that even as of 1st March 2026, we had a deficit of 1,245 megawatt to shed in terms of load. And this, I can tell you, can power the entire Ashanti region and possibly Eastern region combined. And that was the situation we had in terms of the power that we needed to shed in March 2026. Let's come back to April 1st. What was the situation like in terms of April? You can see a similar thing panning out where even as of 1st April, we had a deficit of 1,761 megawatts of power to be shared. And what you realize is that this is more than what Akosombo even brings on board. And if I can tell you, this is about 3 times what Akosombo has been producing on average in the last 1 month. So you definitely will see that Akosombo not coming on stream within this last 4 or 5 days isn't the reason why we are facing this challenge. March data is telling you that we had a crisis in March. April is telling you we had a crisis in April. And if you look at just a day before the outage or the fire outbreak at the Akosombo substation, this was our situation. It had improved a little bit, but we had about the average supply being around 3,141. And our deficit around that time, even when the fire wasn't there, just 24 hours before the fire, we had a deficit of 1,159 megawatts to share. So simply put, the data that we have and the analysis that we have done shows that the outages or the doomsday or possibly the load shedding we've been experiencing didn't just start after the substation fire. Possibly it got worsened after the substation fire, but the data is telling you that we had deficits even as far back as March 2026. MFA.
This is just available data, very verifiable, Kofi. Thank you so much.
Medasi Gideon, Medasi Papa. I don't know where I joy news. Dia, you see, data way na verifiable, but me a media person. I na me person at times no. Ya me person me dey other sources so eba. Now ABS say yeah na because oh me MPP ni me pro MPP media house it ni be tran na me the others bi so dey so I dey abem. Gideon patcho me ma won news cards bi e wo holo mo fato toto so wo the fato toto so na yen kari nyina mu na enkomo no enye de wo hu news cards bi e bi join news bi e de wo ho bia no fato so mame na me hwe se di esitie me ma news cards bi ba ko bi so aba bi wo se wo ye finance analyst ye friend Richmond Eduku wo se as expected of any central bank, the Bank of Ghana has absorbed the cost of economic instability, shielding households from high inflation and hardship. It is the same that trade year. And yet, Abayan Sisa Ghana Sika Yinama Bank of Ghana. Now inflation emerge zero. Exchange rate is any 1-on-1. Society Bema Ghana a year. Abayan Sisa Ghana Sika Yinama Bank of Ghana. Now the Bank of Ghana boka 500 billion. You need problem because 500 billion no what they are saving households cost of economic instability no why now we shield the household from high inflation and hardships sad na papa yi Richmond edu eka yanko bi ebi so sa wo fa free aha she ayariga na majority kokko say let's understand that bringing inflation down costs the central bank money. Let's understand that bringing inflation down costs the central bank money. Meanwhile, the same thing in 2022. Now inflation equal more than 52%. 52% inflation at 2022. No. Now I was a Bank of Ghana, na central bank no. Intervene kakra. We intervene o ye be no. As at the time we were leaving office, now inflation about 24% or so. Ya no enye, ya no demosi ya no no. Central bank governor no yanchinuntum because what the sika ababishim sa no mo kan ye ayaga wu kan bi atoforsin eka bi atoforsin ka se yenyi papa na di and then dem say if we should understand that bringing down inflation cost no cost the bay central bank money yakwa next one is bisa wo no bi ma come on we so ye joy news was say BOG records 21.89 billion gross loss on gold purchases in 2025 as government absorbs 5 billion. Etivei gold board for control gold aboka gold some be kai the World Bank report about na say no maboka $214 million. Almost nya no correct. Where ye audited accounts of the Bank of Ghana. 21 figures there be you. Gold BOG records 21.8 billion gross loss on gold purchases in 2025 as government absorbs 5 billion. Etumbo kano first governor at the abasa 21.8 billion and abai so okay kano eso etia fa ni na enko books of Bank of Ghana etia abai 5 billion et 25 billion 21 billion but 16 billion et gold for that gold as aboka bi ye ko next one. Okay, it is a wusha. We are media to see we Ghana today for infographics and a use but data in free audited accounts and audited reporting in here. Now the Bank of Ghana's actual losses breakdown 2025 versus 2024. 2025 versus 2024 President Mahama versus Nana Akufo-Addo in here. Loss of the year 2025 at the NDC 15.63 billion Ghana cedis. 2025 under John Mahama and Dr. Asiama Pandit 15.63 billion. 2024 under Nana Akufo-Addo under Dr. Addison 9.4 billion. But you know I negative. IFBB OCI other comprehensive income. Yanusu NE and 2025 negative 19.32 billion. Negative 19.32 billion. And now 2024 under the Akufo-Addo negative plus 13.5 billion Ghana cedis. It will show more. And this Aboka minus 34.95 billion. And I would say negative 9.4 billion if you 13.5 billion if you ma ubenya positive, that is plus it's a 4.02 billion. Now or the note big ashas here was it the actual annual loss for 2025 is 44.5 billion. However, the Bank of Ghana sold 80.5 tons of Ghana's gold reserves and made a net profit of 9.57 billion, which was used to reduce the loss to 34.95 billion. The one can say, some Bekaya last year, Babakwe, you know, you can about take a say gold reserves are not about me. Any gold purchasing a program in Bayern. Yeah, you took go NDC about Motica Cabeka. Omutra mudeni di ebe trad na Akufo-Addo end of about Medelus AD. Omutra 80.5 tons of Ghana's gold. Sa 80.5 no. Ukabo Moscow faso munya 9.57 billion. Omudi yedey. Ye busa question di busa says gold omukoto no mudi yedey. Near the cabinet de Cotiana, say a canna no mabono, a car 44 no mabono. Omu ferry, it's a mocoton says a gold no, and a better card should be. It's a modiquatis card should be no, about 34.95 billion. By a say Omubwa, Yan film, it's about 44.52 billion Ghana cedis, and a whole batch over to UBC official. And then was say, I say ni asamono. I say pano and yasamono was saying wow, okay. BOG's negative equity position worsens to 93.82 billion in 2025 from 58.62 billion in 2024 according to BOG report. Said that you at the Median alien in Nano. Na yinina ne sambri nyina ne say under John Dramani Mahama Bank of Ghana for aboka sebeya yesi inflation no and exchange rate na beba form no Bank of Ghana for ekamboy 93.82 billion and then na Akufo-Addo na covid do hode no wey and ebe say 58.62 billion eni obetime ye fresh me das Gideon na me expert in economics and finance. Na mpese me kotu omo nimu no. O se madika boro ko jo pon kromade won wonimu pa. Me sa be kenkan Dr. Gideon Boako won so nimu pa. He was saying, do not buy the propaganda that the loss BOG made is only 15.63 billion. It is more than that. It is more than that. Adding the loss in other comprehensive income of 19.2 billion gives a total loss of 34.95 billion. This explains why the negative equity deteriorated from 58.62 billion in 2024 to 93.82 billion in 2025. 16 amoke kamunya 16 ka. I was here training and I say, yeah, 16 dia, and yeah, 16 as against, yeah, 16 for John Mahama as against 9 for the Akufo-Addo. So, what is the NDC need be a 58 billion say pa? Catch us up most of the Nakwa could do say 93 billion. Mummy 10 years. Two most important figures, no, your company. You're telling you now, Bomwa. You're telling you now, Bomwa. Total equity, no, 93 billion under John Dramani Mahama. Total equity under a friend say negative equity. Total negative equity under the Akufo-Addo. You're not nearly 58 billion. the 58 billion and 93 billion they hit so. Say yamfa OCA no ne others ne enka ho na mo ka actual one na 16 billion the year. John Muhammad is 16 billion, and I could find the 9 billion, both negative. Who has done better? Why na ya die? Eti ayankoma and the ibedi na you know but me the 9 was sorry be 9 was to so now. Factors man who say yes says a Pentecost elder be as a so wakwa galam say ni achi no Pentecost elder bosses wo kwa fum and tibo who say okay, we man fact caption and twice. Bible says, Namos arrest Pentecost elder David Bobie Peter, foreman of Achem Mwasu Galamsey site. Me de ka senki tuebi. Mubakaya na nsenya na free zones authority. Ma mena wo mu wadie no. Udidi Pentecost so for penny atem. Kana fo be tumanu go so the name was about me as atem the Ghana for anti a brand would do now a say former second lady had just a about me atem so yes will be auntie by nyashi kwato de ne budget odidi na tem ye Emma chief of staff kwa sorry behind me now must arrest Pentecost elder David Peter, foreman of Achemwosu Galamsey site. And it's way and no. South story about Bontina NDC4 at Tiguwe NDC4 pro NDC Media House GH1 story and a media to home. It's almost way GH1 for the years news card we. Yanko. South story about Bontin and NDC4 so Pentecost fumu. Pentecost elder and now why Galamsey and I say Pentecost I sorry not say Pentecost elder and why Galamsey omuke kan some basa the tia sorry Pentecost if you crack other churches in fact the body of Christ even suffered I will end this for him now some of me busame who say since when the being as had we started say ya obi aye bone e wo man Ghana mu yeah, I was a married as an individual. You could find a story, a become. You could find a story, become a slippery rope and a road and the air fashion, Miss Ramo. Slippery. Someone send this for a nice and Mario more can or more yena. Say, it is a much too many and as the Pentecost for so. Me can be because me quite sorry. And there was someone who can be because also quite sorry. So I come on you. We are soon you. We are dear you. Who believe in a sorry be. One shall one day say the Baba Casse. One year engages this. One year quite sorry wing. They said I'm Bano Dia. And yes, say will be so baby near Chenwa. Instead, say Becca said the panel on so quite sorry say the movie is the same. Men so can make different headline. Because all the bad there, me with the bad, me see who the see pa, me try boom. All the mechano, who the see me men crocron, who the see say pa, me try me boom. It is said me ko who will be now one so aye bone. I'm a police action and I say me who kwa so be. What okase kwa assemblies of God say President Muhammad's church member arrested for this. Pastor Mati the mechano. That is how ridiculous we can get. Someone yan ma we obi yel poma hu so Galamsey o ma mo kwache mo mo so no asante atem side ho no omu dwane ana papa we wo so wo twa no minimum infinim ase no obebusa masa se ade ba ase na mo se wo pede ba ha ana mo se mo ye interrogation eti why na ka chen central for so mo fa sa ade no na story a wokọ yes wo ye elder no omu fa nsim interrogation no was it an public interrogation na say so do ye you be interrogation busa na sorry woko why who can my kind stories in the 5 different places virtually the same it means a planted story because where they know and virtually the same 9 was 4 and the years a year most of me interrogation and they came out to say well you Pentecost elder and so what Sanam Ben dia me say ye be kon some prison akwahwehwe wo ma omugu ho yebeko jeji na court police station omo ya cho mo da condemn cells omo mo jina ha mo jeji yebebusa se wo kwa aso ebe we me twamoni we me se afero bi da babo ti se e say Ghana no de Pentecost for the prison eya omo boni nie no omo ye say Roman for the say Methodist for the say Assemblies of God for say Grebo for the say Amedia omo de Tijania for so de nie we shia for ade Mesri Babia Ghana komisa de a slippery road ma ye mfa so because ye beti ahwe am ye se bebubu ye tikoba pai ebi bewu me ma classic example me say de ma ye me MPP ni edi mesbe pa me ko husu obi aye boni se pe me say aso be na akọ was me musa aso me ti ba cho bi ase ho because na wo se bu abonte a oparo ka kwa aso di obo olu mo kwa aso 10 years ni zubu sana no abo aso ni December ha aso we na meko esu book bi elu hadi di wo obi ehun aso them that for the past a decade as was aso ra wokoro no eti mesre sa de we di mu mie nyai na babia de ekono ya nhwe ya ye besu ya nhwe ya ye rebe ho ya nhwe ye besu ya nhwe ya ye rebe ho papa na me babia telephone lines no. Okay, so Abraham prepare beautiful lines no. Someone who join news a year boy no. Do so no. Join news I to my establish say as a dear Bɛkyerɛ akosumo ahye no. Na Ghana power ye hia nyina say nyina bita danka na mu ama ade acheka ma ye num obi ade as a result of power generation no. Na Ghana power na ye ni nyina no na eswate more than 1,000 megawatts. Na 1,000 megawatts no etimi power the whole of Ashanti region and probably eastern region because akosumo na mu 1,000 megawatts. That's operated at optimum level at 1,080 megawatts also. Most of it no ya na etimi generate by 600 700 800 near the. But the day before the inferno na your generation capacity na above from more than 1,000 almost 1,200 megawatts. It is NDC maybe ebe catcher will say enkania na adundum no because say akosomo na ejademu a obwa enya do kore obe ka sa asem ache obia no catcher say me say oyede obwa enya do kore entini ebedi sa enkomo na me hwe na kametimetie abusafo mo so masem kakra ewo ensema ekoso Bank of Ghana for ka omabo ene galamse ensem ene dum so ho sensem ti me try na ma connect ade etom say pa 0201 455 555 0201 455 555 ai chaba wutumi eno odoniti ambulance na ye be wie program na no pictures ni videos ni na bi na me dia toso na ye na yetim ahwe enti ise do betimi afre 0201 455 555 wo fra bacho manage short why na e makasa no so ehonte se de bia meta aka no manage nketekete na ma ehonte na enkobo no entimi enkoso enti sa ena etie ewo enkoma yedie no so aha eye movement television program ni din di Bɛkyerɛ mu from Gordon Asare-Bediako 0201 455 555 bacho wo fra makasa no honte yes the 0201 not 0501 0201 455 555 I think I got this one wrong I may pick we say hello good morning hello good morning hello? Yes good morning
good morning
but nyamado boko wo so what to say
yes I don't and they my brother papa so to with the TV no papa me what I say me cham because I fit takrade
what to say yanko
yes I don't now the me say me kafa sa din say abeya the ora mahama o chantro fa hu wo me hwa de o so mahama so position as so de o sikasa o kasa so obu mu ade but obo position na o kasa to say e mo area Takwa they have been born am yeah bla papa. Okoka baby dey am friend NDC maami because kasa nipo dey abon ho for say yen nyame ade baby tumi atuegu. Now so yen na ekwa sorry a nyakofa chen say yen ka no kure no kure na yen nyina de bia yebeka eye no kwe dum so na aba eye dum so ankasa aba propaganda na mudem na emu say no kamni so opposition na propaganda ni for dey say ko from kakra na me say do na mudem ayame no ye be sha mo amno na mo dey aso mo ya ko mo be sha mo me da se me ka say you say we say ye penini ai birthday and I'm a mentally chema and I would when a victory man, you never support some and they win. Amen.
All right, I'm in Picky Call. We say hello, good morning. We went to Benjamin Picky. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Godon.
But you do back as a free.
I told you, you have to make a session, Juma.
Okay, Yanko.
Who say, Asa, if you have said, your friends who can fully to destroy, no Takuno to cry, Nam Kupon be Kupon be excluded. Mother, what to go down Boka? The Bain are Kosumishi, if they say so. The Bain are Kosumishi. Don't stop us. 2013, 2014, ma you should talk like you say. They said that somebody ma the trolley. When you talk like that, your friend say candle na who
oh, yes, I read the line no akatiba mention we see. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, good morning.
Me say you say me do me fit to my new town.
Mpacho mwano ko jo.
Me say NDC omo ni bi papa di mayo. Nto bia anda na won obi ankasa enda na won so na on bua MPP nda power na NDC bi ni to mo so a omo nye hwe man NDC bi papa bi no mbuti na ya man o ka kan so ayete menka tim so na mo du ku auto prepaid asifia na asa mo be bia enye yi eso ka kan ke say kwani tum
Mesme dase pass me afre ma menhwe se reading ebefa but so ya no my de ko na ma me. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
But so do back as free.
Well, I told you. Okay.
All right.
Living in animal okay. Bejano to a billion chief mo from wena one mana general secretary then we donale any entity are coming tele uni about general secretary yeah entity party ni oche mutumi le won bobo ni wale le baton national chama yeah entity party bejano to le ka fit ni wa ikuni no ma ka bo che mama sa ka ti na me ru ka ti calculate transform it to no ani what not do so again NPP biami o take transform it baba wo no me period say UTD am area allow region consistency say am be ni am ke take transformer am many people after na sa attack o check o na attack sika salebi wo mo nyi lo ye 1 liter le ke wa ke na kan sika e ke ba yi no e hawo ko no na like ne to ku sa wo kan ne ya tin so ko no na like de na bi te do na ko no ko chungo ni da ni ke bu yo ne sika na me ye ameka wo ku na kan chumo mi no wa sika na me ye wa sika na me ye sika na ke fi no ameka sika ni ta fa ke ameka e mu wo ba na like ni wo ba kan wo wo no ju le happy no wa na dun so wo ma ye yo qualify mo adi bi fite me business fite me ko so ke libi am lo fite minimum big block nwa wo ke Ghana be akwa aposi ko ambuku bi ba nyene ebu mo ju ba
ni ehi
aposi ale oni e ba ni ma ni taro ma ya ba
all right right all right that was a 480 egusua edi enkomo ase wo fra 0201455555 na wa makasa no ayen intiti na obi so etimi ababi amen pikiwe say hello good morning. Good morning,
Godon.
Me patrol do be akasa free.
Eje ko fidi no kasa free what carry the jomoro.
All right, mo anonko.
Apo mu to say.
Nyame adom ahode ho.
Me da ma se ne mo adwuma mo ye aboa MPP party ne Ghana nyina. Na me hia mo no ma ahode da bia.
Amen.
Na ya ma wuti me so me ma no awoda pa. Ya ya wo fa mu nyina no nyakopo nyina na ti.
Amen.
Nim se nim die beba. Da sa tia ma so a o contest no. Bi aye ne die dada. Efi se nim mo a de bo Ghana. Nim mo a de bo party no. Nti yakopo ma ne bre nyina anya kwa. Na no kwa nya me anim ni NDC fo wo. Nti ne ndada na nkontompo a mo de abaji tumi no. Tumi de ndi nkafu. Na aboye kana sem bi na me fo no so pa. O se sanyame yadum na ba umia ba 2029 a yemfa yoko boss no fama no na nipa me bompa se ono na bedi ka kokot pa obokwa kwede bo ni sa akwawe sa sami jefi no ono sami jefi no na enti abonye post no de yame ado na ba umia ba yoko boss no yemfa ma no
mate
na dum so no de endi se fotu bandada na Ghana for ye kan no montie na omo de sa de no sa de ababio na acha e wona fe ya se bibia so beko wieye ya mompan mai se nkwa empama ye nyina ye ho na 2029 ko no ne ye hwe amamo pa ba omia ne MPP e de ba Ghana for nyina ya se na wodo mehia o number
me ba so mate me be ma me be ma wo wie ya fe bi me be ma
your number we now flashing one.
Number 0244.
Yeah, about 0244
672 622. I mean, can I put it per coin? 0244 672 622. 622. Yes. 0244 672 622. Why? Alright, Miss Bedasi. I mean, call next caller. So, hello. I mean, Shibi. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
But what do you be a free?
Because free to Fupraso.
All right.
Good morning.
Open your patch of me also.
But I wish to Fupraso, Central Region.
Me patch of one uncle, me that's a pa.
You ready? Godon, and the premium shop program away. Na bukai akatamanto omo ayent what you know sini no akatamanto adel mo jabo akatamanto so ba mo jabo o se mo kan mo bia ngu akatamanto re ba bi papa bia no ba ka ti we so
ampa
mo le so akatamanto ana
da bi re fie da so kai pa
ye mo mo fan ke jara man fon kala na ba no mo hunu no mo ntie da no o so mo jaka man ka se disboro mo jaka
yeah
umeja kan yan kan cha manfo paka ta manfo de ba ka ta ma so wa andi ga de nya en fa so dia ma so de so na na be tan so ba
ai
ni so na na mba tan de be jai
okay me da se eti
aha mo ta manfo ko da no a o mu ni ma ka ta manfo no en dis fona ga no o mo ja kan na mo de en dis de ni fi aka ta manfo no
eya chia atwifo praso fo nyina emaye ye chia obi bia all right me patro number am de to abonti me sremo ma nkasa mo free cc ye no ye me number no but enye ne de ye course ne no number obi so free na ne have conversation be join discussion no 0201 455 555 why me sremo we de me sremo ai why 0201 455 555 ye no numbers na ye di juma no enye me nkasa mo free cc it must start for me. Who says I fair to me? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
But what do you make a free?
My friend, if every and it's my friend.
Okay.
financial and management. Na let's say company the ba mama care no ama insurance ni egupa because na insurance fine say omusika so budibitin na omudihwe Ghana for ayarehwe no fia abafom efam 20% a yemon we that's can free na insurance so akọ mama care ni ti e ma ejuma na insurance ejuma egu ti e be on na meshe mama case no na nye Ghana politika o mu tasita o mu ye no o be wia efi Ghana ho na o mu di na o mu ka so me mama case nti bi dia ye monte ni bisa be kan ya aye mu na Ghana fo muti na Ghana fo wo betre Ghana fo betre nke wo haya wa mu sha nyama o monte ni ebi ti fe di ye ni to abanti awo ila wasi
me da se pa so e de course ni na ebese ye da masese mo atimi ahye mo opinion me se mo number na me to dey me personal number me nka se mo free say it would the wo frame me pa na me wo me peki a ye de ne be ye o de wo mo bo kakra obi abusa at least ni be su busa number no na me dia tudwa o person wo de me kasa after ha no e beti be din komo but most of the time I prefer WhatsApp why so that e beti ni be din komo at the same time. But media to join the hand, it's our fair media. We can print me pa to me for me pick me free console. Naminum could decide and come on one and to know Messerable pass ready. Momani, you don't patch on Mamma, a UBCC document be. Patosona, ye didn't come out to the beer. Ye na see a pair when you but at the end Subicha and Chibia. And this is for transfer to MPP for so sir and an echo the buyer energy sector no one fashion and cahu one it only creative do so data say very verifiable ubechira the member can ubechira ubehu said an echo at the almost 1,800 megawatts and the car who answered with almost 1,800 megawatts. Of course, more 1,080 megawatts. It is the Nako Fadon Kwa at the Becahon, as such a cost. Mutio and what dinner and Nako for the Becahon, energy sector, no, a bro a cost of Munquadi, a cost of about 1,080 megawatts. Nako followed almost 1,700 megawatts and the Becahon. Yet, and this for them mutual and mutual. Get fatos and American will be out through quickly. Na yenko why medase fatana ye shadi mesremo ambala me de mamono me nkasa mo mfefe na moyesa na monimi ni yi kran e da bi da koso mo ntimi 1,000 that's the optimum aye bitim edu no etre gido say aye ready a anya sa wo de mame mie wa ha abrawo ye hu adwuma ne se 40 man na mfa ama won tede sa dia e ka wabo hu adwuma kama etino wow was it error really oh okay well mo fa chabe was it them man no error etino besa man foforo me wo mienu ene wa ha dia me wo mienu ene wa se me de be man na watime de atosa mo bia ati enkomo na ye die no ase okay eti eni mami enhwe no was ebusafo mi no abetena ase na ene de me wayim ena masaye late ba wana tinya de se memu obi akwampo no obi atimi asere memu obi akwampo no obi atimi asere e wase no eti se wo hwa ha se no ma e ready se wotimi de to so a AXA ene asogli 603 megawatts where 2017 na kufa do ba do de be kan ho no 2018 was had the 490 megawatts e kan ho AXA you know phase 2 you know phase 2 and na 2019 239 megawatts TT2PP you know amandi and na 2020 what the 161 megawatts e be kan ho you know bui solar bui da wo no o mai ba ko so you solar it's a friend early power and na damai says almost be beka ho you know 79 megawatts you know say bui solar na you know 2021 and na 2023 you the 19 megawatts e beka ho you know VRE you know say solar right and na ba ku bi say friend no you know 2024 e friend early power expansion you know say 56 megawatts menua woka we nyina boma 603 plus 490 plus 239 plus 161 plus 79 plus 19 plus 56 ebema 1648 megawatts man kan wiemu keke mabobodin eti ubetima verify okọ VR okọ website na so ni adade busa nyina e ma osa figures fi akoso mo na e wo kakraka no maximum is 1080 but a to be produce bi be 60 650 and 700 then na ku fa de be kan ho no e so cha akoso mo eso so no NDC4 sorry a omo twantro we can mo twantro di odi hode e na omo de to na akufu ado so say aban ne ba ye no wantimi amfa yi power bia ama meka ho de ma ready a chewu sisi no empu mo ka no enye no kore na entro e na omutwa kam pesa me ye oh my goodness and then ko fu munim bi nya pa but mo de be chemi Peter akwaba wo ho te sen
ahode o mechiao achia atiefo ahwefo ne alaji ne obibia na meba mhu se o se ma eleta no kra ne na kam kam surprise o meba no police ni bi chemi wo mahaya na osima fa yellow nti oni me kasa yedi nkomo kra no be hu se me books yi gu me car front no so na wo kwa hin na am say in fact me ba program movement to my late no say aha
ene wo nyawo
mo na ya mo kan kwa asa ni me deal
already watan yo
ordinary na mama me be no sa kofa argument on me na am say me sra no me call program nti on dey do be no online na me ko so dey kokoko na mo wi afrem no ordinary na mama me em wi am friend
na best master fa bi down enti mo busa na ka ja mo se mo na ye eto na me na wo officer na wo officer o your politics or say on your politics but o your active current affairs na me say me say Shangri-La side no da ba ko bi eso ho lo mo se me twa U10 na athletic awo ka bi ma na me twa U10 say no mo eche me no mo ya ba akwa ba ku just masa kasa kesa na voice ni meaning me kasa no boko so me kasa kesa na voice no woni me
me sie me nye hide o
na me hide ade na is no woni na ofu mo wie ya mo me ko shaase ho e na fe de munga mu
ele o me mia
me ba tanya ntokwa se de ye ga argument we di aba afe de mo mfa boa
ye so se o be nya support wo so be nya support
o me nya ma ye yi ma wo o mo jimi number
we so no o me miensa o ba ko o se o suppose ya no so mo check wo car sticker ye wo wani vese we di roadway nya ni awu ana dokore na hu DJ sticker no and of fa ho na ba ko say dey na guo nam so no ai o so ko o ka o mo se munu na ya
but o say first no bibia se san kakra first no so wo DJ sticker e ka wo ka ni ma na security agencies no ma respect but say esa san kakra o be boa
almost say no mo ye competition
just say o time crop abo mu se bitu ni ko pa na o mu ye na ko fi kina ta bia ba mo mai na me di jime e ti ma ba na mo kakra ma bo na me mo sa laje ba me kwa Benra say ewa galamsey hu
okay
say chema wontumi esisa atani general say we be say obi akle chema wontumi say chema wontumi galamsey na NDC4 esije galamsey wa Ghana nyina no chema wontumi na ye
say dan Mary ewusi to kan
o de o mu ade
say wontumi say kan ni nyina na apostle nyame chewe
ai o kan sa no be kan nipa ya ntete ne yen no sa no ne kasa etie waku eya madwen wanwa medwe ho amenti ase se NDC4 ebra mu opposition ese chema wontumi ene galamse with the whole Ghana nyame adoma bi akyina ye behwe charges na omode bo chema wontumi e wo court no 2 cases 2 different issues na court 1 and then court 4 ba bia no mo se chema wontumi e galamsi nemo mo chema wontumi na saase am without express by the minister ne ba kon die galamsi ntene chema wontumi mo de ho ntansa e bo no utie nkomo na e koso na President Mahama akana bontin se woni mo mo ye galamsi e wona ban mu ono ane nkofo ye nchi wo bia omo se chema wontumi na galamsi wo Ghana enti ye seize de bibia ya je ne ntade nyina afiri ne nsem ya je ne cars afiri ne nsem ne yire car ya je afiri ne nsem ya je de bibia ya freezing accounts nyina including the Momo accounts. Ya enei ukasa wo send data ama chema wontumi through Momo enko. Wo send chema wontumi 1 CD a e Momo so a enko. Felix kwacho fosu e da be kana bonten say John Muhammad de se na niesi abreso bakun galamse ene corruption ti. Wa ya to the extent say chema wontumi Momo account kwa no. Omo ntabo ato so. Wo kana bonten and he was proud saying such thing. Say the Momo account kwampo no yaji na won de won twen won ka sen kudu
say maka say 78 million no keeping receipt bia
no be mu
for this Peter baby o kan ye won so be o de pa no dabi mi nu anomo
o say o ma na o me yan sere ko fata mu ma me
dabi say ade na ma ye de say ya wan bit he said so na mesu mami say ewu me ya papa na baby was say we are saying the baby ni na mpo no ye sata de mpo fa enyi sai enyi ni sa oka onyumu mo
o ya so o so betu mo atna mi tie ni
ba what typical fan did one hwa won ti ase
title no yere
for nothing me so fan ti mi nkan but how deep it is be ameti ase all right eti yankwai ni enkomo picture so far
eno ana adwumayefo nyina ada
yes
nti yema adwumayefo nyina etirinkwa na unim se asembia na mekoye ya asembia president Kufuor kan ya me remfida in one of the May days okokasa wase or say employers na adwumayefo they are pretending to be paying workers well. And now, workers so are also pretending to be working and for employers. Enti adian say utua adwumayefo hwe adwumayefo year. Omo so generally anya dey abunya lazy people or 1 or 2 bia ombedi nsem hunu edi kwasem wagi. But I can tell you, say if you treat people well, people will also treat you very well.
Yes.
Na me TV sin am say unza wudu e kan bibi say okonya problem yen na obi
no musa ko fu twabo
madam for
ba don't say efe
madam for ba ko I send ma me say the boss stand up be actually on the editor of custodian on assembly of kan ya GH1 to reproduce here.
Okay
ade ni say obi bia ni say Mayday a TUC adwuma but I would now do on so or no abetretre.
Okay
but the point is that TUC no in celebration this day no mitie omo any president Mahama nyina I was expecting say some of the major issues in the past nothing in the past for 2014 year omo ka ho asema na omo mfa nni agro omo take aban on ane asay kura na say awasini no komo be kan wasem forcefully yes they talked about say aketua a war form but aketua a war form na omo kan ho asem no uhwe salary increment over the years enya aketua a war form nko na eye you hwe 2017 MPP aban so omo ma aketua ntumu 12.5%, 2018 11%, 2010 2019 10%, 2020 15%, 2021 even at that time now COVID ayinitino almost 4%, plus 15% interim premium be almost my for share ya almost the amount. And then another 2020 almost 15% cola. What do I say? Apart from the fact that na COVID, Abraham my for my tree or mukao, and no, I won't be send me discuss the of Ghana Canon and seminar. 2023 NPP are buying Nenanado my for 30%. 2024 almost 23% between January to June. And in between July and December, revive in a year the 2% count money year 25%. Biba now Bɛkyerɛ from 9%. Now what's my background say? My forketuya ever form. When you know say lights akosoro unprecedented between 2027, 2020, 2018, 2019. NPP at electricity bill. So
yes, and the Bɛkyerɛ.
Yes.
Of having child no paying.
I mean, Sram. I buy no buy now. NPP are buying. Almost electricity bill so till water bill so. I mean, and for Crampo issued a statement against it. Sadana, Omo Pesa, I Ghana for I think the expectation is that you can buy 2025.
Yes.
They at least want to simply maintain old tariff. No?
Yes.
But this time, Oba increasing. No. Remember, I said 2018, 2019, 2017 MPPT electricity bills. No. Now IMF move. So you cannot say IMF conditionality and electricity and water bills.
Yes.
Water bill akoso. Or that transport akoso. Everything akoso apart from what I say. So if you are arguing for workers, let's say you have this data, at least you must be specific and straight to the point. Because president is not present to AOT. Apart from that, no.
When the can't ask him, no.
Oh, you know what? Ben,
chairman,
chairman. Yes.
Oh, okay.
What I say? The
Bernard.
Bernard,
okay.
So what's what done for them?
Mimi Ankasa. Last week I made a Kasai.
Yeah. Oh, it is all share.
Yeah, imagine a number.
Oh, share. Near Koso. Oh, ne TUC poster. Even 2024 on major issues. Say Galamsey.
Snake.
Oh, brother. The poster. Oh, you are snake, no? Not almost a snake board, so I'm approve the process or the sale. Say, ma and Crankram maybe for it too. TUC endorsed it at board meeting.
Yes.
Because Morep was no more endorsed. Yeah. What does it mean? What do I say? Yet, a better political, no, they stood against it and openly fought the government. What is TUC's position on Galamsey today?
And no can say.
Oh, please. One more simple man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and say be a non Kwana Kasai. Secretary General.
That is Secretary General. Also can once and one can.
Massa. The point is that official statement
because
giving government deadline. Apart from the Catholic Church, any other recently Methodist, any a Christian counselor last 2 weeks or last also issue statement. All these bodies, Omway, guarantee a tweaker. Nyafrica and I am more. Our president Kwame who says, Ninkofu Bibi because Shema, Omo Yebi. Okay, and so you cannot. Now, when your program, this president, catch them. My last point on May Day and seminar would respond to an answer. I
but I want him to respond.
Oh, yeah, he has to.
At the appropriate place.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Medium, Mayor Kaka. Medium, no.
President Mahama or Kasano. Or promises, say, for or say, Ombenya, Obama, 20,000 teachers and nurses. And I was wondering, sir, Dabeng, because Unim said last year, promises on 40,000 teachers.
Yes.
Unim sir.
Yes.
and our clearance buy at 7,000. Then the finance minister told us, say, the public service is choked. And that the private sector, not the public sector. In fact, the last time a teacher for a call protest be a mobile finance minister, the chief director of the Ministry of Finance say they should look elsewhere. In the ministry said teacher for ya say o man tika dia show omo amoma koye adwuma no. Say I couldn't pempenso about to me inform argument or Munkonko more private sector. So the point is that car ya say there are 20 teachers in a Sessican away. Ebio President Mahama said, no obey or say constitutional review arrangement to be. Now constitutional review arrangement no obey set up or set it up or say salary emolument committee be. Then be what a dad. Correct. Now the point of is also very fair Article 71 no to look at it. No for him no Ebema workers why how the more. But the point is that you see it is because of the promise no so about obey amended Article 71 office hold this na am an call for any abamu if we enjoy ex gratia no enjoy bio Obai yente ho asem bia. Well, e bia obekwa and obeye. But at what point? Because Obai say we tua esgasha mabinom. MPs no matua omo. Say asem na ehu. Yes. Finance minister try na hoka. And was say na Akufo appointees dey won tua omo ka. Finance minister agene dey George na pa agene dey, majority leader agene dey. But was say na Akufo appointees say memenu above fati ye ma no. Makokreku mante wono so ye ma no. Ye to nka che. Oh me say ya mo fefe no. Me ye pa be fefe. Mark is many dig go dey. He's good. Okreku mante. It's been a while. But you see Mark is so asmato no. Ne ma me efrim. To the funeral arrangements, the better jama. But he's good. You see, the Article 71. Say, Afiasuya, pay arrangement, year 2 my 4 ekamuno. If you're a member of Article 71, I yen to a mo. There be yentum, yentum, no mum, who will 10 now. And a committee bit nasty say do send a wasenka na wasenka ye 2 akatuamu na ya antum ni calculating nyina the amount and na almost say ex gratia na say then you know yentwamu it's so we are no free wa you will still have to pay them their yearly increment percentage that workers na enjoy that even with that process me feel say it will even be more expensive because in this case Sekobasa MPC say we a minister who enjoy free car, free fuel, any other. But MPC so ma abai bom momunya omo car. Say omo enjoy free fuel. Yes. Omo drive so man them so mutu omo car. Yes. So there are other expenses they cater for it. And it's all the no be share abai yima. One here in the end abai may end up paying more. But of course, we wait and see the or say salary or whatever commissioner or set to look into our salary structure, any arrangement. And when the need be, we can take it. Okay, my man call anyway. How do? Obi Nana Kwejo Jantua, Sumun Yanamunim, I think he has responded to Standobi. On your behalf, on my behalf, but I will do something. But why respond to you? In fact, this thing I'll respond at the forum of the caucus. But let me do it briefly here. I'm not away. Nepal will send idea with mommy first. Yeah, Honorable Obi Amwa. And later Okweku Obi also sent it to me. Obi they also sent. Hey, Obi Hey, a branch agency car for maintaining count. Obi that be a schoolboy. Master Jaja. Now we pay the four school for Scamu will be Obi. Oh, wow, because we are only scar. Obi. What is Cabra Mambini Minia Kumani? Honorable be sending mammy, no, say, how do you have a missed call from a Yanko? The Enra may call GH1, and I may be some questions. In fact, the Omukoti and no credit. I just said it in jest.
say, why is government not celebrating May Day at Jubilee House? Just like Independence Square. And I make her say, oh, but I know say May Day is organized by trade unions. May Day across the country is organized by trade unions. But government has, through the Ministry of Labor, has a role to play. And therefore I would have thought to say, my advice he say, mom, to cut costs, mama and or Jubilee House. That's what I said.
You actually said that?
No. Okay. But you see, let me just read what he said.
Who said?
Standogbe.
That's one kind who I
no, but I was taking on. No, he took me on.
Oh, okay.
And I use West. You see, sometimes
West
read it. They say, imagine such display of drowsy thoughts by a supposed news editor. Yes. And it's boldly proclaimed and amplified by news medium in the name of reporting. May Day is not a government organized activity. Both the newsmaker and the news medium doesn't know. That one who brought for now.
That both
the newsmaker
and the doesn't know.
Should be don't know.
So he has also made a mistake.
Don't worry.
Grammatical error.
Yes.
And very unpardonable, very fundamental.
If you were editing my paper, if you were a news editor of my paper, I would have edited this.
Yes.
As a managing editor of the paper.
Yes.
Okay. But even if it was, must it be done necessarily like the independence? Why not celebration?
They said they are saving costs.
Okay. Would they pay? They get I say they were attempting to attack the media house. The gatekeeping role of media houses, publications, and mediums continues to be thrown down the drain, especially in Ghana, largely because many who are supposed to be playing that gatekeeping role do not understand and appreciate the ethics of the journalism profession. That fact is worsened by the lack of in-service or on-the-job professional training for persons who want to be journalists and editors. Reporting does not mean pushing out whatever anybody says without fact-checking. First of all, I'm not a supposed editor. I am the managing editor of the custodian newspaper.
Yes.
I am not even the news editor. I am the managing editor, the publisher of the paper. So I'm not a news editor. If you had done fact checking, you would have known say I'm not just a news editor. Second, me a drowsy reporter. Time I me a reporter no na or no stand over your friend saying.
Joy.
Producer. Sundays now I hear Sunday news. We are news no already. Satan, I was the mainstream reporting. Sundays were say main news readers number no man opportunity to read. Secondly, if he had done his fact checking, he would have known say Messi. Even though I said the Messi, I know say May days across the world are organized by trade unions. But government through Ministry of Labor, Jobs and Employment, Jobs and Labor has a role to play in the organization of May Day. They have a role to play. And of course, you said that you were not going to rotate, you were going to, because of cost cutting, you will not rotate, you do everything at Jubilee House. Now, President Mama in Toraj, almost drive your cocoa for Idiano, and yes, you can almost call it. Is it not at the expense of the? If they had persuaded on the trade unions to do it at Jubilee House and Independence Square, would they have incurred that cost to the state? Now, what are we Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of operations? Have you asked yourself why trade unions have decided to move the thing to Kufredua? Has he asked trade unions why they have left Accra and decide to rotate and move the thing to Kufredua? Has he asked the trade unions? If he had asked, he would have probably seen some sense and now benefits of rotational celebration. The reason why MPP are buying Akufo-Addo, they say President Akufo-Addo decided say independent celebration will be rotated from one region to another because there's some benefits. Say I'm American and I walk through before our attacking. Share comments. Yeah. But me and on the response say every week if you have those comments I get them.
Yes.
I get them. But on one case, I will respond at the appropriate place. So the way I make a case, I will respond.
Say that we can. Where then? As for the democracy, there, okay.
But that is why comments. That's why when I go there, people come. Me, I don't do anything.
Yes, the choice of words now.
What do you say? Me, who know? He knows me. Oh, was it some?
So why was said that?
Only me. Me, who know? How we describe who my brother? How you know me? Say my brother. How are you? Because of our privileged position at Jubilee House, you know. Maybe he has forgotten.
So what I'm saying is, first, you see, Standogbe was so many negative things attributed to him in the media speech.
Yes.
Yes. But if I say be a
yes.
Say the stand, you are 50
years. Yes.
You are occupying a very exalted position in the government, deputy chief of staff,
in charge of operations.
Now we a media person. Maukasa season your words kakra.
In fact,
what I say, yes, I now will be say what responding in equal measure. Yana position now occupy no a good moving. It's mesro. Useful as you brand and in 50 years ago when you're a Caribbean. Bibiania and when you're tolerant
social media.
I think okay, give your batch of a little mammy. The Medemana earlier what they told so maybe but we be sending message say Kratana appointed letters are President Mahama issue government appointees. Woman we are to the office with in it so now you so some ESB.
You see? Aha. Very interesting.
Yes. And the person is telling me say a fact of course we who let it.
Yeah, but you see, it is because constitutionally, no. And apart from that, no. Now I can say every year, no, workers now salary increment. But we are at the 71 holder. You don't enjoy that until say whatever term every year. Now constitution says set a committee to look into that to factor in increment or something on Sakano over the years on Sanka. Yes. The amount. And then our move friend the so-called S gracia and I say yeah. As if say why you marry.
But they say because letter appointing me to a certain office. In it, nation say me sabe kasa.
It is all particular the law cannot take retrospective effect.
So you will enjoy
it. What was the promise for?
No matter the BBA no. Many about
I say
yes.
Okay. That same President John Domani Mama in JDM 1. I promised in 2014. I be kind state of nation address or catch Ghana for say. Obey the practice of buying one's vehicle. But almost
evidence in by yes. Young power sector. Nemado and Nekufuado buy or also at the buy. We are now okay. Internal. With the Kodaka Krami Shadi. Generation was said through prudent addition, about 1,600 megawatts of installed generation capacity has been commissioned to the existing capacity since 2017. And this includes TTP to Amandi 203 megawatts, early power 200 megawatts, wind solar and floating 55 megawatts. Laura Kaliu solar ha in me part me parliament in Jihono. It's basically the what can ye ya wo ye. Where 2017 AXA 188 megawatts, Asogli 180 megawatts, car power ship 235 megawatts. And in 2017 Kwana Kufuado na any dot about me at the 603 megawatts and a car home. Yanko 2018 AXA phase 2. Also 2017 phase 1. 2018 phase 2. 110 megawatts on the car home. Same power 360 megawatts and the me energy and it's 20 total 490 megawatts. Then 2019 TT2PP 7 megawatts, Amandi 203 megawatts, Jensa Bakune Sempa Eleweye Jensa near 29 megawatts, Okabuma a 239 megawatts. Patientuaso 2020 Elipa a 144 megawatts, B solar 10 megawatts, VRE solar F 7.5 megawatts, and where the Chachadu Hydro 0.05 megawatts, Okabuma 161.55 megawatts. 2021 Gensa once again Daman 28 megawatts, Bui Solar 41 megawatts, VRA Solar 10 megawatts, Okabuma 79 megawatts. 2023 VRA Solar Phase 2 50 megawatts, BPA Floating 4 megawatts, total 19 megawatts. Then 2024 Early Power 56 megawatts in eti Okabuma bebre. I think say would hand na ye as was say okay, correct. We further and better particulars. Aboazi Prestige at 350 there no. We will plant transmission aya kesa no. Yeah, transmission lines ye be enyo. She was it to improve the national interconnected transmission system. Several key projects were completed within the period under reference. These are 330 where your generators are kesa no. 330 kV Prestige Kumasi transmission line and substations project. We 2018 we Ghana Burkina Faso interconnection project 2018 we also Prestige transmission line 2019 supply improvement to Brukum project March 2019 Kumasi Bogatanga transmission line 2021 bebre the project ne there doso medasi ubetimi Fiscal for the meantime Brana Dr. Matuku Prempe, energy minister. No, oh, yes, I want to be doing. Me patch of me, Sako back, me who Kaswa substation. Sabaka near doom station, no, Kaswa substation, Holomo, and about was in a Pukuasa side also, Nina, ever Holoma, MPP a year. Okay, a high Indian. It was say, Medasi, papa, oh, why are they? Volta Achimota Malam, 161 kV line. The project was completed and commissioned in 2022. Car partnership about transmission line project 2019. And Accra Fourth Bulk Supply Point, you know, there is 580 MV. Kaswa substation, Zambakaya. Not do so cost no pano. Kaswa substation, 435 MV capacity substation, completed and energized in 2022. Connect page of Mississippi, Pocrassi, the limit a PB baby. Okay, to Odie lines in lines in it was in Legon primary substation, University of Ghana Medical Center. So say offer on sale for Chiro and get a bypass one. Yes, before we gate no more. Yes, what I say, any say we are Asante-Bediako Hospital, say we are Ellen Moran primary substation, Kanda Kumasi Military Hospital substation, Afari substation, Akonfoloti Teaching Hospital, and the baby Medasi. Peter,
Kwame.
Yes, Minia.
You see, no crane say, who share at least the Fourth Republic, a history. I buy beer bar for some period be or experiencing some form of doom. In fact, 1999, President Rawlings experienced a short period of doom. President Kufuor by 2007. There was some period of doom Obekaya and we got toys or say this guy energy minister Kofi Adam. Yes, Koto emergency generator or say toy generator. In fact, Mills, the late President Mills in 2010 experienced some a month or weeks be of doom. The only president Oba Bema for the period of 4 years and beyond, legendary. Experiencing doom President John Dramani Mahama one. In fact, at that time, many reasons why it's any old doom Force murder, then pipe be a done, pie, sabotage. The same reasons can 4 good years. To the extent that after giving all manner of reasons why Tanzania will do so in 2012 to 2016, last minute, President Mahama Bɛkyerɛ said, "Unpromised bill." Now, our best stop doing so by January 2016. Man, the minister Krabek Obekaya, Kabradonko, had in a ministerial position torso. So by January 2016, non so will do so or be resigning.
Okay.
Who say indeed or resigning?
Or resigning
because. As of January 2016, na dum so eda ho yede. Ewo ho. Ekọ so to October
ena John Jinapo ya ona na Dr. Kobnado nko deputy no power ministry oni joy ebe kasa no obeji atum say frankly money is a challenge. Deputy Minister
after years of denial
4.5 years of denial no oni joy ebe kasa no say let me be very frank and I'm quoting this is available, anybody can google it and check. Let me be frank, money has been one of the major challenges Deputy Minister told Joy FM. What do you say? Enti obaji we tum na I'm fighting because Kofi it's not just sika 17 na those days or course signing power agreement bebre with IPPs. And that same group of people are in government. Watch it. Don't you know a deputy minister here supervising all this President Mahama as president, and now no energy minister in charge of that same sector. And now Dumso has started to say eba. In fact, omo experience be earlier. And omo promise here say obi entua 1 Ghana cedi per liter. Nefanko to fuel. Na no mo fan take care of the energy sector debt in your man. I know the it was just for fuel, 1 cedi. Oh, yeah. You see, I don't know. No, there was confusion. There was dishonesty on their part. There was confusion. Yes. The Minister of Finance said, "I'm going to energy sector debt," and the Minister of Energy said, "I'm going to fuel."
Look at the base.
Base, there's confusion. I almost say the base movement and the base Ghana first.
And the reason is being PP.
My goodness. Another argument for another time. You see, I'm the Ghana phone to 1 Ghana cedi for Dumso. And no, go and check the comments by Ayaga, Mahama Ayaga, the majority leader, the minister. Almost say Ghana phone and into no Muntia says, Dumso is banished forever. And a Ghana for Ajet no Muntia. Now they've seen element of Dumso. When him said, "Ene, I'm no kase." Ukwa Asante regional airtime. It's worse. In fact, obi fair mo boase. I say 3 days. Ibu oha no munya light.
Dabe na ni confirm.
And
after
Western region. Akoso mobile na about on Aban.
Yes.
It is only to get. In fact, Accra no.
Yes.
Tema enclave.
Yeah.
Me say the west or say east.
Almost say.
And I improve.
Yeah.
But the other side of Central no, it's bad. It's worse. Oko Eastern region, it's worse, bro. And yes, there has been improvement in certain parts of Accra.
Okay.
So, but my argument is that look, the double tongue. Be truthful to the people. Don't lie, because before Akoso Moeba Besino, that was Dumso. What did I say? Transformer no. Share almost say control room then I don't so.
Yes.
And a transformer change explanation, you know. Oh, it doesn't make sense.
Oh, I no pay my board join news.
Yeah. Let me tell you kakra. The sad aspect is that joy news now boy now. It is blatant lie to say a transformer any akoso muta na ma yenya the Dumso problem. Yes. Because when him say your generation problem no, and I say a quite fast yenya yenkania no. Both through the IPPs ne hydro to say a akosombo any others. I'm for a generative power no. Now I'm going to a supply.
IPP independent power producers. Part of the back. It's a net no. The ball from Joy no.
Yeah.
Adia Bechama Akosumu substation national, for substation national. Now, you were deficit of 1,159 megawatts.
Aha, fantastic.
1,159 megawatts. Now you hear 4,855 megawatts.
Megawatts, yeah.
But that is dependable.
And the peak hours in the near being here 4,300.
Yes.
but then they are available at the time at the bench Marcos Martian. Nay 3,141. But no mind Ghana here 4,300.
Yes, right. But fantastic. That's right. See, Utin and Soka. Funim say, Sir Asama Okasi here. At that time, no. Now you empower producing plant be na enyadwuma. In fact, when him say, Sekana sika wo ho. And anka moma car power na e produce 100%. Asogli, which is another producing plant now. Now produce 74%. Yes. AXA 1 and 2 on produce 41%. When you say signing this agreement with them, Abino also more fuel. Yes. So if Abino is able to produce fuel agreement, Abino more fuel, Anka AXA 1 and 2. Yes. I will produce 41%. They would have produced more to cater for the deficit. Yes. Exactly. But not buying more fuel, don't produce even below 50%. I was asking for these figures. Yes. Say Abino can some producing my say. Oh, that's available. You call the area metro. What I said? No, I want it to come from government, Minister of Energy. Oh, Jao Momu Farmer. So minimum money. Pong Tema, they were not producing at all. 0%. Wow. It is about no more fuela. They will produce. Oko same power. On produce 76%. About no more fuela. They will produce more and increase. Oko Senate. Yes, Senate. Yes. Senate. Yes. They were producing 0%. Wow. And say they are buying no more fuela. They will start producing. And we'll be able to cater for that deficit. Although a boss, stronger than that. Kumasi Tema. Yes. Kumasi Dumso West. They were producing 62%. And to some Kumasi Tema no fuela. Through Skabunya Skato fuel mama. They will produce more, and the people in Obuasi will be catered for. Yes. Akosomo is a Akosomo about on stream. Until Osha. Yes. Generation in Abe Pijakakra. Okay. But Pong GS, they were producing 21%. Sabaning a fuel mahoma. They will produce more. At least even if producing what? 21%. If Abani is able to cater for fuel and mahoma, they will produce more to cater for the loss. And we may produce 77%. Of course, you don't expect to be a Ninja produce 100, but at least if Abani is able to produce fuel, no Ninja produce 90%. We will not be in doom so. Okay, it's no. I see, Peter. Yes. Sad did tell me here. At the bottom, make us answer the say. Yes. A binum a enrich will be called baby. Yes. Almost say, first of them said, deficit in the Bassi. Yeah. If IPPs no say, IPPs say, I bind the mocha. Yes. We hear them complaining. So why they complain? They are not complaining. Obi so many, we say. If they were not giving the IPPs money, why are they not complaining? He says previously they used to complain, and they have not complained because they are okay. Oh, me say, well, put away host too. Oh, what's now? I can't see host what this had in a gym. Well, so maybe they are not supposed to be one of us. They are in cahoot. What you say? You know, almost say IPPs, they are not complaining. What teams are buying no mocha. And I'm okay, no problem. So they will not produce, and you enjoy doing so. And I'm buying no mocha, no problem. If I do mocha, so cry better. It's even no. Sir, if it was so, what do you? The American say. It's purely money problem. It has nothing to do with transformer change. But transformer change, transformer change. Engineer saying get your best here. How does that affect the whole country? And yet, Sebia, you have a transfer. Ebia transformers. Yes, some transformers or Ebia sprinters will be a material. It should affect that area alone. And I'm a boy. They don't say affect Obuasi or Kumasi or Takoradi. So now say Akosomo is back and now almost 100%. Why say other places are still experiencing doom so? Takosomo is back fully because they are changing transmitters. Oh, almost changing transformers and change. So what do you mean? The last NDC former Kwachiaka Yeah.
Me want the video. Pachaka. So engineer.
Marine engineer.
We're marine engineer. Yes.
Oh, no.
Pachaka say. Sasa no muko munyai.
We're marine engineer.
Also munyai ka because this sanity.
Say na oka. Enye time now.
Oh, that be nice ya.
Okay.
What say? Transformer no more ya. Ye the base the same area the base ya.
Yeah.
Ye be fix wo.
Yes.
Na when year adwuma because when I say
of course
na a year adwuma.
Okay.
Eti a year adwuma ye fix we say
na transfer.
Ni adum no bia be 1 na and na 2 ya transfer bia na bia ye ya quality.
Then enu nti utiminya dum so
36 hours.
Days. How is the thing? You see, only say the omo ye wa kosombo yi. On say omo pa enya kosombo na echi yo eye gridco omo control system na ye. Only say o man yes say they did a bypass. A bypass ye 2 centers. Baku akosombo baku so wo tema ho be. Nto my bypass. First one no they are saying to my bypass straight to the second one no. Anything omo wi entem no. If they want to do control center no ya okay, so they did a bypass.
Baunim, see, we are saying no cre powerful to the sense that who chantra who kasana you expose yourself.
Yes, and
tuning say the energy ministry issued a statement to counter Joy FM.
Yeah.
You know, say, you know, omu generation deficit. Yeah, even though the fact
that
yes, any Natie, signed by Roxanne Richmond, among public affairs, corporate.
One of the say transmitters, transport baby changing the less one. The best in the me who's a public. That was what he was going to give it to the media. Everyone was said John Jinapo.
The almost so far now, baby almost
but almost I was listening now. Roxanne,
now, or say, or Casa, so invite, or say. Joy FM generation deficit claim is misleading. They are not saying, it's not saying lie, also misleading. And don't want to more kind from the in now. So there are some part of what we say in it. God is God. I say Ghana's installed generation capacity in Paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4. Ghana's installed generation capacity is just under 6,000 megawatts, while peak demand is about 4,300 to 4,400 megawatts. This clearly indicates that the country is not operating under a structural generation shortfall.
Installed capacity.
Installed capacity.
No. You see,
installed capacity different from
installed capacity. Ghana war.
Yes.
6,000.
Yes.
And in here 4,000.
Yes. So you have to generate to get the 4,000.
And so if you were installed 6,000.
Yes.
Next akosombo a component 1,000 free man and 5,000. Into then you could do.
And no crown your problem.
That is God. And God exposing them. No, we are no. Obi also 6,000 installed a year. At every point in year 4,000 excess baby.
Yes.
And no. Or say government has already approved nearly 1,000 more of new generation capacity. Make more money.
I don't see here 4,300 peak and 6,000 just 1,700 extra.
Yes,
you could put back and one by your day.
You see,
say Oba and the crew fee. No more cars, you know, more cars, you know, more mammy and son. The car about what them crown school. Not by man the quadrant or only battle balance with the quadrant. I feel cars, you know, Muntimin to four. Namo holuma na bema naba obeka che oba de say akosia nyame adoma me ya raise me pesa me talk awo for was say say be nyaka be blue e so oba de panu sum.
That is what the Roxanne is telling us today. You see, and me, these people omo credibility
crisis. Omunibi
because this same John Jinapo and Abeka che say containers Ayra our ports, so Bekaya.
Mekaipa.
In fact, during those times, Grandpa, on what you have your son and I bought chair, and I accuse MD, including Dubik, any Napoleon.
Yes.
So I'm can be, and that very soon they are going to prosecute people for stealing containers from the port.
Emma at later no, your publication say, or my report was 7.
To the national BNI.
No, to Attorney General.
Okay.
Yeah, report to Assemble Attorney General. You reported docket and BBC report. And the
Attorney General, yeah, own investigation.
That the Attorney General investigation.
But what does it make sense to you, say, who want your investigation?
That was your investigation.
Also, you have preferred the matter.
So, book a committee beheaded by one professor. Now, professor also confirming the other kind.
Okay. So, there was a docket.
No, there was a report
committee. The report.
Okay.
Dubé say he's still waiting.
On it, TV Rebecca said 40 of the missing ECG containers found at a warehouse owned by Chinese national. And also, pictures of Chinese national. Picture. 14 arrested over missing ECG container saga. Also, Sunyani. On 38 yachuomo tamale of containers there
38 40 something.
They were making headway or machichi amampo.
Nebi so ogomwa side ho.
They were making headway
and attack Kumasi side ho also.
Just to confirm that indeed containers are there.
Yes.
Me say God being so good last year. And that same rocks in the eye. Any graphic echo kasai. See a small kind. Missing ECG containers. 2,637. Twice the number of containers presumed to have gone missing. Retrieved. Richmond on the graphical. Or say 860 of the containers were found at MPS, Medium Port Services. 1,237 were found at GPHA terminals. 272 were evacuated by national security personnel.
Peter, where did they evacuate them from? Where did they evacuate them from?
The Ministry of Roxy said 860 of the containers were found at Meridian Port Services.
Meridian Port Services now. So,
1,237 were found at GPHA terminals. Warehouse. 272 were evacuated by national security personnel.
From where?
Jowulu warehouse.
Warehouse.
National security warehouse.
You see now.
Acting managing director of ECG, Engineer Julius Pempena.
Yes.
Pempena. Good. Oko Parliamentary Select Committee.
Yes.
Omubisa and say Engineer Pempena go no ena omubisa ye ni interview and say Pato ECG beka containers di aira.
Yes.
Emu on the PR beka say omakohu. Now ye ECG boss. Wo Assemble na wo kafa sa containers na ira wo. As ECG retrieves the missing containers at Tamaport. No, we now.
The daily graphic front page.
Banner. Oh, yeah, no.
The area na edit to Tamaport.
Oh, yeah, now. Pempena, Manu go to Pempena to end my submission. Or say, we have started moving our containers from the ports.
Yes.
So far, we have moved over 1,000 containers. Again, when we met in May,
yes,
the news was that we couldn't trace a lot of our containers.
Yes.
I am happy to say that we have traced all our containers and we have started moving them from the ports. Unquote. I'm happy to say that, I'm quoting him again. I'm happy to say that we have traced all our containers and we have started moving them from the port. Unquote. I don't know.
He is the boss. We have traced all our
containers. And it's a Chinese omkochi no. Any tamalene a year omkochi Omako via ECG containers no. Na yambo MPP for sombo. Ni enkochi na ponkochi Dubik enche
Osahina
afanyo market no. What happened? Sankofo yawo nene omadane omu telling us stories. So me I don't believe them. In fact, Ushemu pa per the strictest sense so said the omti chairman for causing fear and panic any publication of false news. John Jinapo and others should be arrested.
Peter,
I'm sure you cry.
Peter,
yes.
As someone can hear, me little baby. Because that is my opinion. Me view no. I was a John Jinapo channel.
Yes.
In fact, no.
Because creative fear and panic.
No.
Misleading government.
And yes,
public officer.
And yes, I made the phone butu anka. Peter and then come in better baby. You don't know a class professor, no problem.
Now there's a difference between class professor and chairman.
Yes, that one is true. That one is true. That one there no crap.
Okay, I would yes. I would do see uncle.
Yes, me energy some dear Peter Kai. I just add a little. Yeah, because Peter, I suppose Ntroni bibia or Mokai, Mamokai say settings there about your money. Say, let me recap what you and Peter said about year install capacity. I'll just summarize.
Okay.
So, mostly install capacity it's below 6,000. A little below 6,000. And the dependable capacity, 4,800. And I pick here 4,300. Let's say 4,400. And to what me produce your dependable no you need, and I will pick a bakura. It means that you have excess of 400 because anybody 18%. It's only 18%, almost 18% the margin.
Yes.
I ever
yes.
Say no credit. Say anka you produce maximum 4,800. Sanka peak period will not have done so.
No,
David. Okay. Say before Akoso Mebebano from January up to now we have done so. We're experiencing done so.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Continuous retrieve.
It's where the graphic can go far bad no.
Big one.
Graphic front page. 2,637 ECG containers retrieved.
Yes.
And then na energy minister won't fair me I said we picture two front page here more than same.
In fact,
you have no shame.
In fact, people wrongly.
Yes.
Damn it. What do you say? So maybe I would myself.
Yes.
What do you say? Sans mom can you own him? Minimobia. Or say Tama Samene Bayan or Ben Dubik. Dubik Abusia for. No, they catch some of them for to the sense the damage they cause to Dubik in the family.
And no, Memeti, not minimum the Dubik, almost the family, almost what that reputation say credibility.
It's almost all our money. Very refined.
It's almost fair no crowd Busha meeting.
Yes,
based on that no call as a Mpako Kasaya.
Yes.
No, that be one year be interest winning. But we better year so March 2025.
Yes.
John Jinapoya Bekana Bonting or can the parliament say containers now Ajran. Most of them contain transformers. Yes, no video no.
Oh good.
What's the most of them contain transformers?
Transformers now much in the car no.
In fact, I was looking for a voice to be or Kasa or Parliament. Also, when this government came to power or went to port, about 3,000 containers were sitting at the port.
Yes.
One of the videos were sitting at the port under them, and all of a sudden, another briefing was it they were missing. I said, "Wait, what they find? Credibility issue, Peter." So it is now fully understood. They say. The economy na sikasem.
Oh, sikasem.
Sikasem.
Into omunyeska. Improve. But say sikasem no oma nhwen year.
Yes.
Sikasem is about pet. You must go do something. When they are out, container.
Yes.
Also oma
bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3, bucket.
It be quite 2 years.
Yes. 2 years no. He's only telling the truth. Say 1 year expectation Ghanaians will lower their expectation.
Yes.
So their way to take a while. But he's being attacked. Peter.
Yes.
The American is there. John Jenapo. I say no double. You were saying say contracts. Or more there might be some contracts signed just like they did the last
again,
time.
almost started.
Yes.
I'll say 1,000 megawatt new generation, and it's procuring 200 megawatt battery storage system to strengthen grid stability and peak management.
Peter, what can I say? What by a few weeks after Omoteki office? Was it Ghana fuel? We're level 2.6 days. Say I need something immediately. I need $1.1 billion to buy fuel. Yes. Immediately, they have to dispatch. They were able to organize money, go to Nigeria to bring fuel. Peter Eden.
Oh, certain.
Procurement.
I Oboki.
Peter. Now, say, Peter, money got the market same way now. Transformers, we have been told say transformers, who's that transformers doesn't mean say that do some. That's also a fact. It's also a fact to say changing of transformers and no because one General Paul said time Napo Ekatre say we're changing transformers and it brought a little bit of power disruption or say and drop. Most of such transformers are transform we don't change them at midnight.
No.
You don't change or can never be say no. Why would today at the same minister will be telling us to say the same person will be saying that because of changing of transformers and the FIDF. And what they have also told Ghanaians is transformers no they President Mamako Tamale car as if transformers or normally they buy.
Yeah.
But they've not even told Ghanaians to say transformers. Previous governments no more accused that they did not do anything in the energy sector. No. Transformers. They are even failing to tell Ghanaians this fact. But you have shown this morning clearly say even power generation the previous administration generated more than 1,600.
Yes, in fact, hypocrisy. Somebody from the energy sector was say hypocrisy bulk station is the biggest in Ghana under the Nekufuado.
That's right.
Was say a 550 MV. Hypocrisy there was it is the biggest bulk station in Ghana.
You see?
Yeah, the Nekufuado the year, but Dr. Matuku Prempe, energy minister.
So, me nkasa bebree. John Jenapo. Ono no contradictions na edoso. But the Ghana for me say doom so way it is not about anything. It's a generation problem. Generation no say because abai ni sika or more the top fuel Emma IPPs for them to produce. Obika say, I didn't know IPP say if it is our money to them, Emma or Monkasa, and if it's our money, they will have been talking. And yes, Peter. They would have been talking like they did every big time. Maybe they have decided that way no more under NDC Yankasa. But I think talking would have been better. Because Omokasa or NBP time said they were giving money to procure fuel. They were bought, fuel was provided for them. Say Omonkasa, no, the result is say they will not produce enough and therefore will be in doom so.
Now Omonkasa day. Now Okaka Krumpa. Or more a cut off from the ending part. No, so there's a do back about to
but and you know, already comments or more Casa farming who cry no, by no mean find yes, I don't need ya. You
me Papa Bakwa said was see they blame do so on the Kosovo disaster and the Kumasi pythons. They forgot to add bushcraft as another reason. In the next budget, don't be surprised to see anti-snake or anti-python to fight snakes and pythons to save electricity.
Okay, say under NDC Kwana always owned by Bemuna said doom so by sabotage. ECG for no more honor or more sabotage. Now, to the extent the Omo communicators say President Mama Aja MPP appointees or ECG ho and almost sabotage by. Now maybe so. ECG workers no more, you know, MPP for. Now MPP for if they were MPP for and it will be a fact say MPP for or NDC for now MPP for no more ECG no into oko sabotage a e dum someone na say we obi ehunu obi a oko dum bibia obi ehunu wo ECG office to see say odum no ajani no obi ehunu onu kwa na sabotage na about from that NDC on okay say the last time no President Mahama Kache say what he has not said this time because probably maybe too early say force na ya charge bebre no and also can mo kan say
Mahama the kind
President Mahama
many reasons
apart from that almost vultures is a vultures bed no through transmission lines transmission lines no boom so it is the social minor power off Peter want to win now
they say they
do a pattern and also na no they say work commercial
inside society one
e no tell na commercial light no echo off
I feel almost omo ye couple our work couple obani ni kuno na eduru mu na we akofa yiwe no amene na akofa fuse ba ko no amene
so ko fu omo kasa yo Peter
omo kasa omo yade
e wo opposition na nyankopon ho o yade a pa say anka sa BOG sa BOG ya prof amount kan nye
sa
say because of prof buy no so me twa so na ECG nsem they member bomb buy they say Ghana for Momaye Mompaima Jomama by say Omonias Canto Fuel.
Omonias Cadia,
Omonias Canto Fuel.
That you see, per liter.
One Ghana city per liter. Omu projected last year 2025 we say Ombenya about 6 billion Ghana cedis. This year it is projected to almost 10 billion because last year almost started somewhere in July. This year we are expecting about 10 billion to be generated from one.
Yes, it is not only the Dumso living no but this one specifically for fuel. But what we are told by energy experts in itself, every year we are between 1.2 and $2 billion. We need that to buy fuel to power our thermal plants, and that money alone is not enough. So government but there are other sources, levies to power sector levies to be able to. So they should have enough money.
They should have,
especially when the economy is so resilient and doing well.
According to Omoy,
yes. So,
but you see that your voters they was a crew.
Crow
rather.
Almost a crow. No, a full transmission lines now. Transmission lines no na jamming na the destruction aba.
Okay, eti ye no na wa ha na me pese assembly mechanic to abi.
Yes.
Prof Benton ye be ye wi no. Enrich last week.
Yes.
Ba say 9 musufo.
Yeah.
Akwache obi eswe galamsi. Ewo asante achim side ho baby. More so chichi biasi area ho no se mukwache no na mukọ ya rekwampro mo mukwache so mo galamsi no mo dwane mo no wonka ho na brante power shed the shorts so ne shed t-shirt kama no dinam ho ngwa so okwafa no so okwafu no mo interrogate Moses no say we galamsi ni bi but he didn't look like the one. Yes. Story ne buy no mo say Pentecost elder. Yes. Caught in Galamsey. Yes. And I may say, if we da bay ne viasi bay, ye will be yet will be so a bonia. Ye did not sorry come. Now it fits into I didn't know what say, and this is for a 2 1 see Pentecost so. Nanya Pentecost so, and this is for a 2 1 see a soft so. Because almost every Pentecost on over Methodist for so. Over Roman for so. Because you pay any mercy and the Anchor for. I can fire a bomb no business or class or being or basel bidding.
When you be a Roman.
When you go, Asare-Bediako, why a Cremoni
assembly?
Yes, it's called Castle Cremoni, Cromposua, what was I say, why a share near Nasa Madia and at Titania. Look what's about them. That man forget it. May can't send that as a present Mahama, I'm wearing nice idea. Next headlines here, Bebani say President Muhammad's church member. Because Muhammad was Assemblies of God. It will because for Assemblies of God and me as a journalist. The most best sensation a bad they say President Muhammad's church member caught in this. President Muhammad's church member caught in that. How ridiculous can we be? Mummy man. I'm only hoping to say Science and Funwe no. It will not find expression of a traditional media. Traditional media to be online at the publishing. Mummy Nas Hadiano. Now, coming south for Wokuno, or one sorry, Papa Bia or Noye, Kufu, the other Runeka. Was not then a Cosada no Payana Bia Baby being Ayatu to me. Cosada no Pabby Yatu to a Bob 1, 2, 3 Hokolani baby. I didn't. What the fire, anyway, it's what can we?
Mammy read the Janapoka. Incidentally, from January Napo time, the same period, the Okaye as ranking member of NAG and our parliament. The Okaye committee confirmed. That is the committee of energy and mines. Okay. Committee confirmed that there's been load shedding since January, and they confirmed that the cause of the load shedding was because they did not have enough money to procure fuel.
That be January
2024.
Okay.
So in fact, he spoke around March.
Okay.
Around March, April, May, that period no Kasaye. And he was saying, Doomsaw, in fact, it started from January. Even that one wasn't true. January, and confirmed that because of the cause of the load shedding, they do not have enough money to procure fuel, and so for the president and minister of energy to deliberately peddle that falsehood beats our imagination. It tells you that they have lost it. They think they can run away from peddling falsehood, concocted stories, contrived stories, and blatant falsehood. That will not work.
You don't know,
John Jinafo.
That's a Pontius Pilate.
Yes.
Okay.
That was what he said. So we are throwing this back to him. See, the okay, all these things he says, now will not work. Concocted stories. The idea is there fuel. Now, Toby.
Madam, NDC energy ministers are back in George Napo is the most dishonest. Yeah, me trust him.
At least my promise, and I promise ambassador already.
He kept his credibility.
President himself gave promise to end them, so he promised and then promised not to promise
again. A friend is Gideon. Me there you be me here and I tell me and Prof Jampo, Shemami, Professor Jampo, Fatuso. What there you be but what so Facebook are they be Fatuso. Me stand the back of your council is how we are. Okay, back when the Professor Rasford Jampo, Bank of Ghana cow mobile no. Professor Jampo, no political science. And they were a government appointee CEO that the phone. The appreciation of issues in a custom and the summary no their ban in the was saying spending to build a house, for instance, is not a loss. It is called an investment. Similarly, spending to achieve economic stability and reduce inflation from 54% to negative 3.8%. So 54. I would do. Why you off? Yes. No wonder. He said I would yes. Similarly, spending to achieve economic stability and reduce from 54% to 3.8% isn't a loss. If the outcome of this so-called loss makes Ghanaians happy, so be it. Now, where I mean, read it. Messimitras Yamam, Prof. Feremam, main choice a beam. Stick it to the idea winning. Oh, no, Prof. Chamadi will go. I think it's a good governance at Bibisa. And you know, stick to what you know. And stick to what you know. And Jovi, as a good when the massive. Masanda could be Abba, part of Safa County here. Then they said the more and no so ready. Name was saying. Rasford Jampo once again was saying. Why isolate BOG from Ghana's current economic performance and discuss its balance sheet? Yes, BOG reported losses, but so what? Did they print money and steal it? Did they print money and steal, taking a loss to save an economy from its planned doldrums? It's a sense. What a senseless post. Anyway. And the Prophet Jampo, what me the Abba will be no being Cassa for Cassa. Gordon the most send the power.
the NDC government take the inflation from 54%.
What number per second? It's a lie.
Did it take unim the oil? Unim said the entire basa prof bebem. Where do you?
John Mahama one can state with this address.
Unim said NDC when the risk report came. BOG demand majority side. And I'm going to prepare summary. When I saw the initial one about 11 pages, I thought it was coming from BOG. Majority in releases our statement. And if you look at that report, almost say government took, they spent 16.7 billion cedis to bring inflation from 54% to 23.2%. And I mean who say I nearly attacked BOG. But later will be I said no, that statement that is true. And it didn't come from BOG.
The two platform.
NDC got the report. That's what they did the press conference on.
Yeah, preemptive strike.
Preemptive strike led by Ataisa. Exactly. Because of a report no bounty. So they want a preemptive strike no more.
But almost
NDC for the press conference based on report the Elvis release first. It was not from BOG.
Don't worry, Prof. But now be say.
And that's dishonesty. Professor Moa, what said they are also
it's a senseless
dishonesty.
But Obidia Abba was say good morning, sir. Please ask them when Felix Kwatufuso was caught in a ladies' room. Was he asked about his church?
Also.
Okay, so the nine was for the chair, no police for. Where you bush for? And but let's watch it. They are Paramba.
No, but it's uncle. Wait there.
Let's say I am trying to come but something that happened.
Yeah, it happened. But
and your branch was in a neck of what would name Yare Mesa Ebikuno. Why Meka? Mamu just answers.
I know. Or say he mentioned that video.
I was here and Sabia Trapata committee, the Kulan Ekufad, and there were 81 and 5. 82 medasi
also say you yare na okay
Professor Asare-Bediako executive director
na say about 10 no me pam
there be exactly
10
mo Professor Bodi ababe kan sa o se prof basi dia ni afa ye pen ni bibia ni be sua dia yes Bank of Ghana for adidwa aboka enye dwa no madi but ye kan ayi for ayi gold bond for so the modi jan kasa aboka gold for the modi jan aboka until ye hwese the figures this any implications on the economy and make them a concern by independence of BOG. Independence of BOG say aden na omotimiti ho ma aban say no BOG aba extension of the government straight away say almost omomotu
board there papa no kan BOG no mama say
asama me wo
you can hear about losses in India.
Yes, me wo. It to them a proper for your film. Yes, and we are my boss have video.
2025.
That was 2024. What can before elections?
Okay.
It's about
campaigning.
Yes, Professor Bodi Ababet Tea. Professor Makwaba.
Good on. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Prof.
Michia. Inyano Sabet. Nakwana metie Asana Bediako.
Oversee, you can't hold Casa Bucrano, a perception of Binti, Yanina fire pen. Oh, no, by economy, a young Casa Breed.
Okay,
all a queen. Komokaka afa the BOG financial state. Now they can say, every two jana make a two-year system. I started with Bank of Ghana. We share cabinet. We share cabinet. Now someone catch on say, "Send me a report never be told you." And I share in Koyi. And see, we and I say an advisor, Professor Bakoso or Asioha Betuja say, "Yenti near Governor Nekan one share in Koyi." And China minority for their press conference. Into my media, I told you or Joy FM say. I also be our captain Ostro Storms. Now, O2 make a call from town to town. Now, Kokachi has a sinking should be a record for.
Hey,
a buyer not a hygiene. But Anka report to a banana percent chromia dink a cranity. One shall report on a dozen to be kaya and a kind of ding. Tia now brushy surface now they are to who can come here. I'm say, yeah, Heseka, now your day, Ninka, IRPP, either a press statement, a press conference. Now a proper diagnosis because I'm there or it means spending your lunch.
David.
Name Usha. The entire picture of the report, we can say a deeply troubling central bank.
Prof. Mame more asamadian na take off na mansa ain't to facha me pa et yanko boss ade na yinti di okan.
But what they are doing now, one of the problems, and which is a line when you look into Bank of Ghana's financial statements, you know, there's something they have there called exchange losses. You know, it's contributing to the losses they are making. So there's no efficiency. You know, so whereas they said we are increasing gold reserves or whatever, how about the cost in terms of liquidity management that they are incurring? So our point is that do things efficiently.
And a good reserves also obey me and say for idiot. You bet you did the home prof.
Picture in your financial statement, a troubling a picture of a central banker or sustained financial distress. That's all. Now, OSHA report now report and directors now a picture of hope. But we have proper analysis of the reporter who who say systemic failures. Policy-induced losses. Now, deteriorating balance sheet. Key things I will say. Obi a OSHA report no beto boase na show me.
Papa choice should be miensa no. Boy key.
Systemic failures. You policy-induced losses. You deteriorating balance sheet. Are alarming to every stakeholder who was a social staff reporting. Now, Nimame can say, question will be a credible Bisaname Chow, my sister station, but I could say, Bank of Ghana also a rights of a Boka and then it's a Boka. That's a debate. Oboka in here and Oboka in here. There's nothing wrong for any bank. Central bank so being care losses.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong.
Okay.
To say you may be a biano. The difference with central bank is so Boka abandon to Cheskago. Abandon to Mikobuano. So these are major things. But with situations where a buying a central bank to Boka. When you have inflation crisis. When you have currency instability. Now, I say, major DBC or mining, I won't hear say so mining a bois. You know, do some state in a Kenya problem. Now, what the 2-year economy who are, besides saying, you mammy and son, a mood on a 2 yen to also make a loss. Now, we can say inflation at 54, and I know what is original time. Internet or the air buffer. The highest so far at 54 I call here. And you're explaining COVID issues na ma they could do. And they're all about 23%. Just within that period, or currency stability I can't want to say. Now I was saying if it's a 15, if it's a 14. Let's assume it's 14. To say saying in the crisis being about that time. I said, your problem. I feel my reporting. Hold on, let's pass a binary prices are reporting. Any time for financial report to be an, I did also hear and say, Ubesha auditano, Nasama Oka. Comment. We are no share near directors, no, almost a comment. And second, other figures in the because the investor, money are also here, and some of the actual figures now, you're the two journal. Now, you share auditors when they are KPMG.
Oh, okay.
Reputable organization. Omajidin, we are saying. Now, idea AKPM for kind is maybe Sandel. So if you're between there.
And but yes, Gideon, but so I think the
first one.
First two, no. Me can't me send the first two before.
KPM external auditors. Emma BOG.
Yeah.
And I'm raising concern. Concern is some financial statement on prepare. Almost departed from IFRS standard.
Hey.
So reporting. Now, Okaso departed from the normal international financial reporting standard. No, we use Central Bank Act to prepare this report. To be said, they didn't also departed from. To say no person or yen say a cover first will be treaty the items because your international standard they prepare financial statement reporting.
At the beginning,
they are reporting.
Bakona actually A1 no. Was the headline financial performance 2025 versus 2024. You know the first one.
No, there was some
and statement of profit of loss.
And PMG one.
Okay, so yeah, that's fine. Yeah, but we show in auditors concern emphasis of matter KPMG. Auditors concern emphasis of matter KPMG. Was the KPMG emphasis of matter? KPMG issued an emphasis of matter paragraph noting that the financial statements depart from IFRS in critical areas. 1. Treatment of gold revaluation gains to losses, foreign exchange gains to losses on SDRs and gold, and then third, recognition of revaluation of foreign securities.
Sign of KPMG. Also, issues emphasis on paragraph noting that financial statements depart from. Now, you share quite they prepare financial statements. Also, treatment of gold revaluation losses, or any differently. Foreign exchange gains on SDR and a recognition of revaluation of foreign security. We also auditors noted financial statement may not be suitable for another purpose. This is a senior qualification. Direct comparison with other central banks are
impossible. Hey,
that's the report.
Professor saying
good. No, Professor Chen said a quite fast treatment of gold valuation report figures now a different from the main use for comparison. Conversational. Now, foreign exchange losses, no, or better, or minor your government revaluation losses.
Yes.
A choice of money or financial assets, your foreign dollar reserve, your gold, and your SCR, Yesika will draw from IMF. Into any time, Bia Usikano, Ebenya Hodeno, Usikano was exchange gains, no, a drop it.
But obey to you, Fiscal.
Wait,
okay.
A chess anytime Bia or dog Sikano, a bit pijano, Sidino. A chess will asset a year foreign cash, a year reserves, a year good, the value, no,
a drop it.
It is a wood treaty sign on a chess Sika Ubokano. Men fan ka a cow body this year. It Ubako Yoko Financial Stable say almost declared 5.4 billion for revaluation gains.
Yes,
Boka. But the actual value is about 29 billion. It's your T5 no pay
and a free
fee. It have your balance, your income statement. Now you ja the excess no woman, they are share equity side. But the IFRS no say any time be our best revaluation. Uboka for na share of profit and loss.
Okay.
Na declare na.
That's the standard.
That's the standard.
But when you be no the
the equity because ordinary Or didn't measure the loss I can 15 billion, ever almost to 40 billion.
To audit it. Babaki.
What on?
In Cranford, in Yombia, Cat Atia Fair, Atio Nana. So, of course, you Chromia Bibia, your best of Chroma DP. Chroma DP, I don't know where hiding.
Yes, into what 23 billion on their core to equity side. Two who said the profits will be sure. I show only 15. Tiasicano, 5.4. What do they come on? And they 15 billion. Your loss. But actual figure supposed to have 40, almost 39 point something billion as a loss.
Okay, property. We want an account.
Okay, if I caught. On first one, the will be the last one.
Okay, and if I add that one to some money.
Dr. Gideon Buako and Dr. Amin Adam.
And what is him?
Serious.
Hey,
this is serious.
What is him?
No, sure.
Property, we are.
We
okay.
Interest income, Sikai Nyaya, Abani Jumodie, 8 billion.
8 billion.
Income that I fish revaluation loss.
5.4. 5.4.
I was thinking 29.
Take 29.
I didn't say 29.
Sir, losses say some say see the net page I know. You see kai what the foreign I also ya bokano.
Yeah.
So say declare ni na.
Okay.
It also departed from the normal no to be used with 5.4.
Why is he departing?
That's what.
And the KPMG, but is it lawful?
It's not because also cannot be compared with any other. It's impossible.
This is
report from KPMG. So far, reporter read the auditor's consent first. If you have ever management, so directors of the Ministry of Finance. Into share the figure 15 billion. I was saying more than that.
Loss for the year, no?
For the year, 15.
15.6.
So the economic loss, Nankasana, I almost have 39. Now, you share auditors, directors report to the Minister of Finance.
Okay.
Also, the company is the central bank is a going concern. The director has said that the bank will remain a going concern based on projected micro recovery and recapitalization MOU with the Ministry of Finance signed January 6 January 2025.
What the money?
David.
Okay.
What you say? Central bank ever continue a going concern. Now, company will declare losses. Nothing equity accord into negative. We are there from who say a going concern.
It's not about insolvent, no. Negative equity, almost 90 billion.
It's say, so me Tom Japadi am winning na me car me was me the car one. Just say me sabe the car 93 billion. Game over. So you charge Japadi in na me. That's the negative equity.
Negative equity 95 no can. 93 sorry. About 60% from Nkrumah time up to the Akufo-Addo Eja every.
Mahama no back or also back 4 years.
1 year no. Why 30 difference of 34 no can equity
negative equity.
Negative equity. No 1 year.
So between 2024 to 20, I increased it by 35 or so. Now the meaning is that 35 and you 23. Yes. At the back 15 no. That's the meaning. Now the account the actual equity in 93 is 70.
Okay.
Why? I didn't see.
And no so that's the whole 1 year at the akoshe equity no more. To say BOG.
So there's
it. Mraba no jina so no
and no can also odi party from there.
But prof na accounting any finance. But can you depart from a standard procedure? calculation formula obeta di party
yawo internet obia standard one kana
yet will be enter mass plan it says be board mass
the actual loss the equity lankasa and you know it's 70 now this are 23 now they can 15 and so it will be so the boka almost 39 billion yes and yet to 15 billion hey look the also ministry no assign contract with the Minister of Finance so be boam because the whole chino we hear recapitalization into Abani the central bank is on oxygen or sign MOU with the government Minister of Finance on be boa discover scan and coin almost sign on the 6th January
and when they discover the coin Minister of Finance na be recapitalized but BOG
the not BOG almost sign MOU
yes
for recapitalization with Ministry of Finance so Bank of Ghana signed in 2025 for help for
from finance ministry
because that's equity I can say negative or record it or make it losses
and
this document is there
93 billion
now Bank of Ghana said in their statement directors there was policy solvency
but the banks also commercial banks in issues now more compare almost Bɛkyerɛ the support liquidity support central bank no what ya 93 about the commercial banks in their liquidity support
it's a picture of deeply troubling central bank or the report or the support requests a Minister of Finance for help
from the finance ministry
in January
isn't there report? My read the director's report
oh Mr. Ubianka is a report a sober policy solvency or Klimusa still or a solvency in the report to the Minister of Finance only power recorded a negative what we can so sign solvency
negative equity of this amount
so
what's misleading because your income for operations is 22 billion and now of course of about open 16 until not policy solvency surplus won't do the deal where can say solvency there was something on your friend is saying the gold board the gold purchase program almost say another a course in magic was a conceived law center
see busasa
yeah what time dey nyina okoto gold yeah we verify no process we are no aton to share balance sheet na be show and 9.05 something billion sana mo kan timi kotokutu nam de bafie nam be pepa ho na me squeeze na me koton a so koton a mfa so benyana I was say more than the process of the form nyina we no your processing nyina koton ya san so boka 9 billion
gold
now omuba issue you say
surplus of 5 billion and also profit of 909
even figure no cry even confuse even mo say 3
no almost this is surplus any profit
it generated a massive loss
almost a surplus near 5 billion and a profit near 909.8
Robert said the audited account just said omuye bia
but wait till the final income statement to Hawaii
and but so factors by me
a massive loss
get the factors last two no
but don't we be said organization that can was we some say our friend say ya kan ho asema head
me
yanko nyewe ya profit ya
gojo na ya
so
on the
next one to
I say
gold deal loss in 2025 any
no obekoba yeah
nyewe headline financial performance
anyway
okay the next one I think income statement or the
okay
serialization I din kese a as an heading sika could do binsem the person could just coming back and no yes process na serialization too bad then what could just connect fuel your concern o target nso percent inflation e ba from because can be on crofon sema ema akoso it no be sema mean fee emergency scanning fee to me call bank commercial banks no ma raise other instruments I say bank na bond this year say so we chance
profit interest
it is one of the so costra e ma boka
yes
in attempt of retrieving money from people
system
with the idea of controlling inflation is costing you a cost of 16 billion
16.7
the chair your policy to control inflation is wrong. Don't attempt to control inflation. Remember DDP? Almost said DDP that causes are quite, but we'll come back to that.
All right.
So, obey my inflation figure.
But you'll be Yana.
Then stay on this for we can make it.
And then don't force time the beat.
Hold on.
Yeah, maximum 3 minutes.
Yeah, no, mommy, me and I'm here revaluation.
I don't know me.
Hold on, we
oh, proper 12
minutes.
So,
my profit in Castle. Yeah,
there's another program coming.
But that's 10 p.m.
So existing cost a problem. To what is going to think of for Boka?
Yes.
A child says how police are supposed to control inflation. It's not working. Because the more you do, the more now Boka.
But is that sterilization?
You see, the way Uncle define inflation, is a persistent increase in the general price of goods and services without production.
Without production.
So when you increase the production, you don't need to go and do sterilization.
Yes.
You don't need. That's the only way. Say, me to skagmo. Into policy to control is costing you more. This
kind of would you go 60 billion and then I will find stimulating production.
And I make us say, banks or this kind of come on, we should also investigate those banks. Or my banks also yes, banks.
Yes, so the money is
we should write ITI to those to request those banks as kind of come on. You realize if you are 2 banks spend on next year, so there's a need to conduct investigation. And this is serious. Even if you check the finance, so many challenges in this. Shall we evaluation of loss here can was
Over to me.
Hold on. It's so bad.
Last one,
and I feel there's a need to interrogate this. If I yet win you soon, then you know to do this.
Yes.
But my challenge is that a bank should account for the revaluation losses and put it back. To see the actual economic losses. But they cannot go and hide it under
negative
because what the cocoa share. I just say what painted picture keke. But the problem is certain. It's the actual cause of the losses. Yes, I need to. But no, I'm so rented. You know, many be brave.
My gold board, no, you know, the supposed profit and the loss. Now,
what that
is it a DDP?
The gold board, you know. I thought it was gold losses 2025.
DDP nema. Because we said to clear the incur loss and to clear the mess of the DDP.
Yes.
Is that the fact?
No, this is a fact. 2020 loss of 16.
9 point. Yes.
Showing profit and loss statement.
Yes.
2024 show 9.
Profit and loss.
Open market operation account was
16 billion. Monetary policy failure.
Then gold deal losses.
Uncle profit and loss.
And for now in the whole who did say also country. So there's nothing else.
And at the who can say 23 billion no forex exchange policy cost.
Oh, as in this we now say 23. I don't say they could count to 15. I was sorted down.
Exchange loss on gold.
Yes.
You know.
That is the figure when on the high.
FX policy cost. SDR, OCI.
Okaboma.
Me now 23.2. The back count 15.6.
That should give the actual loss.
The FX policy cost no.
Yes.
And also 15.
Yes. That's the revaluation.
That's the losses on my making.
But in that time, Usika no also did see the Enya Hodeno. Usika wo reserves. gold no value paper wise. That was a drop it. They drop will make it losses.
And I understand the calculation where baby I only 44 per year.
It's a whole also the currency. So 23 should be added to that figure.
And that's the normal.
That should be the actual loss they shall declare.
23 plus 15.
Yes.
That would be 38.
But almost 39. There's another figure here.
Almost 39.
Yes.
That should be the actual cost. Actual losses.
I said lost 2025.
Yes.
Peter, at the quarter who has said no lost back in 2024 and on come.
2015.
2025.
That's 15.
That's not confidence here.
Yeah.
That is. Prof. Lost. Only near where you come one. 2025 the way was 15.6 was and now almost cost 16.8 and last one no
exchange loss
we know where expenditure the system almost cost no and now operations are costing and no it's found in the expenditure
okay
but the 15.6 plus 23 should give you the actual economic loss
and I'm certain why because the other losses are okay say it should not be part. To say gold deal losses
no the gold deal losses are part of this. I know you're fan count. Okay. But you're willing to share say DDP and you can't see DDP anywhere. But then over the actual loss in Kenya, the 15 plus the 23 should be.
But why is the almost cost now explained to system price now more bring inflation down? No? Why is it should not be passed?
Another core expenditure.
Operations. Okay.
Say Sikai boy.
Okay.
And I about
go deal losses.
When I was no. And yet the Bank of Ghana didn't know probably by one more say a cana yabo bonnie and DDP and more being telling me that walk can't figure now.
Okay, Matthias, so if the almost cost number call expenditure gold deal losses no so was to come baby.
The gold deal.
Expenditure
and that should also be added to the 23 and the 15. Which one?
No, for now the issue is exchange losses no a call more than a coso but they call far just 5 point something and know from that make show 5 point something
okay
so the car we want is about exchange rates you lose almost 29 billion
okay
but the issue that is stratified is say yenfa 15 plus 23
almost 39 billion
the loss I was thinking
okay. Unfortunately,
you hold on.
Even others more.
There could be more.
That's maybe a come home. Unfortunately, time on the ABTA.
I think I prepare
press conference by all and I see but Gideon, you be to my birthday, me, maybe all my papa. And Papa could be birthday. Ura Kujufiano is at 72 today. And the Kujufiano, don't have friend Mafioso. Papa ni Pama, Kujufiano, Kujufiano, baby, no Biano. Yes, Peter. Kujufiano, and there were 72 years. Yes, and don't have friend Mafioso. Next second, a year, and then go for Bobuga, a woman. It's a Kujufiano, happy birthday to 72 years. And now, many of our console land, the friend diner, or also did the diner, and the one cup, you know, age, for Barman can't have one in a year. Okay, it's dana. Happy birthday to you. We need papa. Now, and what the big one, me that say, big one, they say, Chairman wound to me, Bernard Kwame and Chubu Siakun. What Enra, what did 50 years? And with 50 years in the explain that the quota for 4 times on the fifth floor. Say, no would you need and would Yessica and was send out political power. And would your influence. It's here they go 4 years, deeper one school was nice. Ambulance, I would say, yes. And the question no. It's Enra and now what they ambulance no. A mile more ever hold to the air coso. And yes, I get to a cry, and yes, I get to an radi, and go for equity money, ever hope papa into no. Chairman Bernard Kwame Chubuesiako, A.K. Chamaun to me, and Russia, Ujafo, aqua petai. Hey, food from Whiphouse, what tie, pumping. Now, do you who say, now you know. The trousers. Oh, ambulance ni mu ni o. Ambulance ni mu efe papa. Yes. Ambulance ni mu efe. Enti chema wuntimi at 50 years yesterday. You count one of the most influential persons in our political space no a chema wuntimi eka ho. Now, in fact, one only the only person na opa me no ka senyam na me beye. Opa obi anfa ne phone. Na ko Google. Fa phone na ko Google. Na ubosi echina no. Na chema wuntimi di epi aba first. Just team say any past section the past say who is the man chairman wuntimi enti enrank for a celebrity no. Now not to say now why am in fact so was it yana go focus we gidi you chairman a very emotional person and now we're very very humble they say just one new be kasa this afu brase kwan so and now one new nipa e kasa and chairman e nipa na me ye hwehwe we nyina ma me ka de bi me before me beba movement TV almost every month be a Sunday na chairman friend years ago every Sunday I tell them once a year month especially mnamote sese mna muye dwan man na wahye mu nkran chema ya wo behye mu nkran busa ne mai koso nya dade an bana cheba na siska no ya manemra ya no so boys nya pa to the extent say Felix Kwachofo so say Jo Mahama e de yitabon ato ne mumu account eni pa ma confiscating in the nyina agye the cars ne yerom cars nyina wagye o magye e de ya embargo ato ne bibia so ne mumu account number wode beto bibie de nso no Felix Kwachofo so say Jo Mahama e fight corruption and galamsey into a clear example ne say we freeze chama wuntumi access nyina including his mumu account what kind of Felix Kwachofo so aka mumu account in fact they be na me call me ne chama court na menene ko baby metaka no mu am me hwe ti oluma Ghana must go akese be miensa eni ti na chema we zo de kwefa o se ba fara makwaje mentade no na me se tade ben no so mbese sa mentade in fact me ti sa asem na me ka so boboa na omotimi akọ confiscate chema wuntumi ntade more than 150 pence makoni fie ahwehwe wodopunu we na masesa 3 Ghana must go backs. It's more the quiet thing. Oh, yes, Poliano Neka, okay, let me say, Charlie, I did many say younger say, Peter. Now, yes, sir, a year. Mr. Poliano, can I want to be better? Will be once again, Yago Isha. I'm in and the continent government hospital, and then in Yambo Chen and man told say celebration, Ebecoso, Ewo Osekrum, and Professor Asare-Bediako, Ebasi, executive director. MIERPP Peter Ankuma and so Ebekame deputy editor dispatch newspaper and then managing editor the custodian and a certain news editor managing editor of the custodian newspaper and so Ebekame naka edem gumashi eba but what this is no baby you're changing the flight into when Tim Gideon once again you better was say Chris Okwe kujera meja won so ye da say ene extra producers ni nyina Eric